Which aspect the most is Hawaii going to miss not having Spiros?
I mean, there's just too much to name. I mean, I think obviously the kills and the hitting percentage for sure, but I think what we saw at Long Beach was just the overall leadership that he provides. He's a calming force, not only offensively, knowing that Hawaii can side out and have production there, but just the defense and the passing really suffered for what the Warriors on the road, and we really saw the value of the complete player that Spiros was.
Yeah, for me, it was very evident that the passing really kind of fell apart and they lost that steadiness that they had. Again, I think the team's going to battle a little bit more of that chemistry as well. The leadership is taken out of the entire component. Who's going to be that one person that's going to step up, let alone everyone's going to have to play at a much higher level to make up for, again, the kill percentage. We saw it really drop off with just one player. So everyone else is just going to be a little bit more efficient.
But what about his passing as well? I mean, he was such a great passer.
He was, and that chemistry between, he's passed with Aleo the entire season, passed with Chaz next time the entire season. Now, Chaz and Aleo aren't used to having, whether it's going to be Keone or Louis, someone that maybe they were comfortable with Spiros taking the seam. Now they're going to have to step up and take the seams a little bit more and cover maybe more than 2/3 of the court. They're going to have to get used to that. So the passing definitely dropped off a little bit, but I do expect this team to step up and be able to pass a little bit better at home.
One of the things that I was at Long Beach, I was able to see those matches in person, and one of the things that was very evident is that this is a team that was still figuring out not only each other, but that gymnasium, right? So this is a very difficult place to play in the pyramid that often sometimes throws some players off, and I think we saw that with the amount of service errors that Hawaii struggled through. This is a very reliable serving team, but they found some troubles from behind the service line, and you're dealing with players who haven't necessarily played in that environment. Given the fact that half of the gym was cheering for Hawaii, it seemed like there were much more Hawaii fans at times than Long Beach fans in their own gym. But it's a difficult place to play, and so I think that there was a lot of factors to the newness of what just happened.
Yeah, a lot of empty space at the pyramid. It's an unusual gym if you've never been there. It is quite unique. All right, so Thim and Sakonoko are trying to fill that spot. I would say probably Charlie would like to have one of those two be the regular. Right now, who do you favor?
I would favor, it's a tough decision, but I would say Louis Sakonoko. His resume just has a little bit more experience than Keone Thim's resume. He's played with the U19 French national team. He's played against a little bit more grown men. And at a higher level, he's a little bit more experienced hitting-wise, although Keone does have the passing advantage. So that's whether will Eleo Choi and Chaz Galloway step up in the passing position to allow him to be a little bit more offensive, or is Louis going to have to step up in the passing position?
I don't think that there will be any one true starter between the two of them. I think Charlie's just going to go back and forth based on whatever they need. Obviously, Louis is a much more physical presence at the net, has the size, and has that ability to hit out-of-system balls tremendously well. We saw that in set 4 against Long Beach on the road. One of the things, of course, that Keone has is his dynamic serve. When Keone's in a match and he has his rhythm going, his serve is very deadly. We saw that against Irvine here at home. And so it's really going to be a battle of who's on the other side of the net and what components each of these players bring that will complement this team more.
Good thing is both those guys have seen a lot of playing time already this year. All right, should be a fun one, the first of two this weekend, Hawaii and CSUN, and the guys calling the action are courtside. Of course, we'll throw it over to Kanoa and C-Mac.
Hey, thanks a lot, Scott. Yeah, next to Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy, and C-Mac, you heard the corner crew breaking down what is certainly the main topic of discussion, how Hawaii can somehow compensate for the absence of the injured Spiros Hakas. And what we found out, at least in that road trip to Long Beach State, while it is still certainly a work in progress, I think Charlie Wade was extremely impressed by the fighting spirit that his team put on display in the pyramid.
Yeah, he was really happy about that. I thought that Kapono Faye as well. He said the weekend was really more positive than negative. They found out a lot about themselves, and they found out that they could play hard without Spiros. He said that it was really frustrating, though, that they were so inefficient with the amount of errors they made.
Yeah, in that 5-set loss, I mean, they made over 60 combined errors, and over the two matches, you're talking about a team that is one of the best and most efficient serving teams in the country, still leading the nation in aces, by the way. They had 38 service errors in the two matches.
Unbelievable. That's so Charlie Wade-like. He's really driven home the whole idea of efficiency. If you don't have it going, serve your 50% serve, serve your 80% serve, bring out the other clubs in the bag, he calls it. Don't always hit driver. But certainly it wasn't that way last weekend.
Yeah, well, while the pin hitters certainly the main story here this week, for the Rainbow Warrior volleyball team. On the other side, you have CSUN, and they also have some pretty talented pin hitters, including a guy who's been around seemingly forever in his 6th year with the program, Kyle Hobus.
Oh, he's a good one. All preseason, Big West. Last year, he was first team All Big West. 6'8" on the outside. He presents such a problem for the other team's block because he can go over pretty much anybody. So athletic and so old.
Meanwhile, another guy that Hawaii is going to have to keep an eye on at the opposite position, which is, ironically enough, a position that Kyle Hobus primarily played here prior to this year. But because of the emergence of this guy, Jalen Phillips, a redshirt freshman from Anaheim, California, still a developing talent, according to head coach Theo Edwards, but this guy is dynamic.
Yeah, he really is. And you'll see about more than 3/4 of the sets will go to those two guys, Hobus and Phillips. So it'll be interesting to watch. It'll be easy to watch, actually, for the fans because all you have to do is watch two players. It's pretty much going to go to one of those two guys every time.
Well, it's a Big West match. No nights off, as we understand, in this Big West Conference. And you have to imagine the chumming of the water, so to speak, for the rest of the league. Upon the injury to Spiros Hawk is probably thinking, hey, look, this is as good a time as any for us to maybe get and catch this Rainbow Warrior squad. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see you at first serve. Let's send it back over to the corner crew.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Yes, Hawaii and CSUN. But when we come back, we're going to talk more about the loss of Spiros Hawkins for this season and hear from Charlie Wade.
Hawai'i Pacific Health.
Aloha, my name is Dr. Jay Yu. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at the Hawai'i Pacific Health Bone and Joint Center at Straub Medical Center. Today we're going to talk about hamstring and gluteus muscle weakness, which can lead to ACL injuries in particular. The first exercise we're going to demonstrate is the single leg extension on the Bosu ball. First, you lie on the floor. And next, Catherine's going to put one foot on the Bosu ball, the other foot up in the air. And next, she's going to push up on her heel, get to the top and squeeze her glute. That's really important for glute activation. And then go back on the ground. And she's going to repeat this for about 10 to 12 times on each leg. Another exercise that Catherine is going to demonstrate is a single leg deadlift. So first, she's going to stand about shoulder width apart. She's going to lift up her left leg. And with her left arm, she's going to reach down for her right foot. She's going to keep her back straight, chest forward, and repeat this about 10 to 12 times on each leg. Now, this exercise is really good for glute and hamstring activation and strengthening.
Back inside Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center, getting ready for number 2 Hawaii and number 18 CSUN. This is the first home match without Spiros Hawkins since that injury a couple of weeks ago. The senior out of Greece, you see his career numbers, a career .331 hitting percentage. You see the kills, almost 1,000 kills in his career, and he appeared in 92 matches. We got a chance earlier to chat with Charlie Wade about the loss of Spiros.
You know, we don't have many, fortunately, of those kind of catastrophic injuries. It's the, first one we've had in literally 15 years. And it was such a unique time, like, everyone's standing up cheering. It's literally match point. And we still, at that moment, you don't really know what's wrong, and you hope that it's, something kind of minor, and he'll be back in practice on Monday. But it was surreal how quickly and how quiet the arena became, like, really in an instant. I've never seen or heard anything like that. It was pretty intense.
Not even just through injury, but any other times, be it if you're just having a bad week or you need help with something in the classroom, something like that, we're always there to help each other. If you see someone that needs help, you just extend your hand and try and help them up. And so that's what me and Shred did, is we just saw that he was in pain. He probably wouldn't be able to walk it off too easily, so it's probably easier for us to just give him a hand.
What was really going through the head was be steady so it doesn't hurt him as much. But once I sat him down, it just kind of hit pretty hard. He's a fourth-year guy. He's done a lot for this program, and he's got a long future ahead of him. He's a great player, a great leader, a great friend.
I mean, we didn't know what had happened at the moment. He didn't know yet because he couldn't really tell you what had happened at the moment yet. So we were, at the moment, just hoping for the best, trying to keep a positive attitude and move forward with the game since we were so close to finishing out the series.
I mean, during that time, you gotta relock in and go win a game for the guy that just got injured. So it was more of just refocusing myself and trying to get the win after that.
Just such a freaky accident that happened to Spittles, of course, out for the season. What was your first reaction when it happened?
I mean, it's tough. You don't want to think about the worst, but it's just one of those unfortunate things when you sign up to be an athlete at one of the highest levels. My heart dropped for sure because it didn't look great. But, I mean, he's a fighter. He's a warrior. So I think his future's still bright.
You know, I think when just thinking back, I mean, there's been very few injuries in University of Hawaii history when you think about all the athletics. Of course, we've seen season-ending injuries to basketball players, and rarely see it here in volleyball. I mean, I think the last one was Nikki Taylor, but that was the last match of the year in a NCAA tournament. But a season-ending injury to a player this significant is rare for the University of Hawaii. The amount of weight that he carried on his shoulders, a National Player of the Year contender, so much hopes and dreams ride with Spiros Hakas, and so I think that was just the reality that everyone in this arena felt.
Yeah, it was just kind of a surreal moment. 8,000 people on their feet, ready to celebrate, and then dead silence, like Charlie said. I've never experienced anything like that before either. All right, the three of us, we'll be back after this. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the showdown. It's Hawaii versus CSUN. The Matadors of CSUN. It's time now for the scouting report. Let's first find out about CSUN, James.
For CSUN, it's going to be all their pin hitters, starting with Kyle Hobus, a 6-year senior, standing at 6'8" on the pin. He's hitting 284 on the season, but that doesn't really show what he's capable of doing. He has really high highs and a couple of lows throughout the season, but I'm excited to watch him here tonight. And then Jalen Phillips, big opposite for CSUN. High flyer. He's going to be someone that you're going to want to keep your eye on just to see him soar through the court. And then Griffin Walters, another really high-flying outside hitter, hitting 292 on the season with 2.36 kills per set. But for this Matador team, it's very inconsistent throughout the season, so you're not sure what you're going to get. They can either be really good or they could help Hawaii to a very easy night.
All right, let's find out more about the Matadors.
They're a very good team. Obviously, they've had some good wins, and they have a lot of players that can come into the game and make a big difference. So we just got to stay focused and not take it as if it's an easy game to win.
I mean, they're always a team that comes and gives it their all no matter how strong or weak their team is that year. So you can never really underestimate them. So we'll respect them just like we do every team.
Every team in the Big West is good and able to beat anybody else. You know, we're sitting right now with 3 teams in the top 5. You know, those teams have more wins year to date. But everybody's got enough talent to win on any given night. All these teams can jump and hit and score and are well coached, and it will be a battle each and every night in the league.
Ryan, tell us about UH.
Well, you're looking at the 3 leaders for Hawaii. Of course, Alakai tied with that lofty hitting percentage at 380. Has needs to carry a lot more offensive load now that Spiros is out. Chaz Galloway pretty consistent throughout the season with just over 2 kills per set. And Guillermo Voss in the middle, 530, 1.84 kills per set. He's somebody that Hawaii will need to continue to get more involved throughout the season.
All righty, let's take a look at the season stat comparisons. CSUN at 9-10 on the year. Hawaii at 17-3. You see the hitting percentage. CSUN at 312. That's pretty respectable. Hawaii with the advantage in the blocks and the digging. But look at the serving. Hawaii with 165 aces, 132 for CSUN. But the errors. CSUN with 476 service errors to Hawaii's 244. So that kind of makes me think, guys, the key for CSUN is to get their serves in.
It really is. When I saw that statistic, I thought it was across a couple of seasons. But no, it turns out it's for the season. So for CSUN, they're going to have to be able to put pressure on this Hawaii team. And if they're smart, they know they don't have their best passers in the lineup, unfortunately. Put it in and make them play. That's going to be their goals tonight.
And Hawaii, it's really just getting back to the basics and being able to pass and run the middles. As we said earlier, with Spiros out, the middles are going to play such even more significant factor offensively. So getting Kurt as well as Guilherme involved early and often will be important. And then there's also how will Louis Sakonoko do tonight? He will get the start at the outside hitting position. Will he become a service target for the Matadors? We're going to have to wait and see.
Do you kind of have to, if you're Charlie Wade, maybe change the way you coach this team now without Spiros, the way you approach the game?
I mean, I think if anything, he's going to spend a little bit more time with a player like Louis and with Keone, whereas before, I think he kind of just sit back and let Spiros run there was not a lot of coaching that needed to go on with Spiros. I think more than anything else, he has to spend a little bit more time talking to these players about what's in front of them.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you change too much about your coaching style or your methodologies going into the game because it could throw off the players as well. You just kind of stick to the basics and trust the process.
You mentioned Alakai Todd needing to step up. Hawaii had the advantage. They were so balanced, and then maybe they still will get balanced. But you're right. I think Alakai Todd is going to have to see more action. He's going to have to get the ball more, and he's going to have to put it down.
I mean, and he did at times. And then second night against Long Beach, I mean, he really showed up and really helped carry the team through some tough periods. And so, we've only seen great things so far from him this season. We're going to need to see even more as we continue on.
I think the big step up Alakai is going to need to do is get better in the out of system. He's going to have to relieve a lot of that stress for the outside hitters and be able to be really good in out of system, which is what the opposite position is kind of meant to do. I would like to see him be a little bit more efficient out of system because in system, he's unstoppable.
All right, give me a player on the UH side you think is going to have a good match tonight or needs to really step it up.
I think it's going to be Chaz Galloway, really. He's the stabilizing factor. We've seen him in and out of the lineup. Hopefully he has a good match tonight.
I'm going to stick with Alakai Todd. I would just like to see that efficiency stay steady and be very effective in the out-of-system balls.
It should be a fun one. It's Hawaii and CSUN, two top 20 teams doing battle, and the home conference opener for Hawaii. We'll have it when we come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, happy Aloha Friday and welcome to another exciting evening of Warrior Ball 24. Volleyball fans, please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem and Hawaii Pono'i. And fans, please remove your hats. Veterans are encouraged to render a hand salute. Singing tonight, the Hawaiian musical group Kamanava consists of the dynamic duo of Kale Kahelewai and Blaine Kia. As multi-Na Hoku Hano Hano Award nominees, they have been making music for over 20 years. Kale and Blaine continue to their musical tributes, entertaining worldwide. Currently, Kamanawa is looking forward to an album release this summer. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center, the group Kamanawa.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran glare bound bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Hawai'i pono'i nana I komo'i kalani ali'i ke ali'i makua lani e kameha mea e na kawa e pale me ka ihe makua lani e kameha mea e na kawa e pale me ka
Ladies and gentlemen, nice round of applause. Come on over.
Aloha ahi ahi. Good evening, everyone. The Rainbow Ohana welcomes you to Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center on the campus of the University of Hawaii in majestic Mānoa for tonight's Big West Conference men's volleyball match featuring the 18th ranked CSUN Matadors versus your second ranked Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Introducing the CSUN Matadors starting lineup. At outside hitter, 6'8" senior from San Pedro, California, number 7, Kyle Hobus. Let's go. At libero 1, 6'1" freshman from Park Ridge, Illinois, number 8, Chris Carnezis. And outside hitter, 6'6" senior from Sacramento, California, number 12, Griffin Walters. And middle blocker, 6'5" senior from Chula Vista, California, number 16, Hano Teo. And opposite, 6'6" freshman from Anaheim, California, number 18, Jalen Phillips. And middle blocker, 6'6" freshman from Talmon, Israel, number 20, Nir Eitan. And libero 2, 6'2" senior from Hudson, Colorado, number 22, Taylor Cook. And at center, 6'1" junior from Clovis, California, floor captain, number 23, Donovan Constable. Assistant coaches Ryan Mason and Mike Garoni. Head coach for the Matadors, Theo Edwards.
Thrones, Yeezy not the clones. Eli wear my rocket shit. It's time to go home. They served us the part since the day we was born. Anybody pissed off? Gotta make a drink of water. Now I'm getting Kelly. Now I'm Bill Cosby. Now I'm Puff Daddy Rich. That's me too. What she say?
And now meet and greet the starting lineup for your Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. And outside hitter, 6'3" senior from San Diego, California, number 1, Chaz Galloway. At libero, 5'7" junior from Waialae, Oahu, number 5, Eleu Choi. At middle blocker, 6'9" sophomore from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 8, Kurt Neusterer. And opposite, 6'9" senior from Kailua, Oahu, number 14, Alakaitan! And middle blocker, 6'7" senior from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, number 21, Guilherme Voss! And outside hitter, 6'5" freshman from Paris, France, number 23, Louis Sakanoko! And at center, 6'8" freshman from Manhattan Beach, California, floor captain, number 13, Trent Rosenthal! Assistant coaches Ku Ponofe and Chad Giesman. Associate coach Milan Zarkovic. Head coach for your Rainbow Warriors, Charlie Wade.
It's been almost 2 weeks since Hawaii lost its team leader and All-American Spiros Hakas to a season-ending injury and are still figuring out how to fill the void with the Big West season already underway. Head coach Charlie Wade will certainly look to hitters Keone Thim and reigning Big West Freshman of the Week Louis Sakanoko to pick up much of that slack. Tonight, another tough two-match Big West series on back-to-back nights begins between the Matadors of CSUN and the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. And with that, we welcome you inside Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Kanoa Leahy sitting next to Chris McLaughlin. C-Mac, take us through the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match.
Well, for CSUN, it's the Hobus Hammer. Watch out for number 7, 6'8", outside hitter Kyle Hobus. He leads the Matadors in kills, aces, blocks, and points. And for Hawaii, it's outside hitter by committee. Thim, Sakanoko, and Galloway must all bring their A games for the Warriors to win tonight.
The Matadors coming in 9-10, 0-2 in the Big West. And the opening serve is an out serve. And Hawaii gets the first point as the Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineup scroll at the bottom of your screen. Rainbow Warriors 17-3, also off to an 0-2 start in the Big West Conference, coming off of 2 road losses against Long Beach State, but competitive losses. As Trent Rosenthal able to score from the service line, and if you're trying to fill a void left by the absence of Spiros Hakas, the team that still leads the nation in aces, this is how they can help to do it.
Absolutely. That was a 58-mile-an-hour serve. I guarantee you he was just trying to keep that in.
So CSUN on the attack. They go outside to Jalen Phillips, redshirt freshman, dynamic, has mad bounce. Alaka'itad's tip shot doesn't go, pinballed around. And Hawaii will have a chance in transition. Here's Voss, unleashing the beast. And Hawaii up 3-0 in the first.
The connection between Trent Rosenthal and Voss has got to get better as the season goes along because it's a very important duo there.
So a good start here for the Bows. CSUN going backside, and this is Hobus, and he gets denied access. Louis Sakanoko jumping up next to Guilherme Voss, turning it back.
Both players read that set pretty well. Both of them getting to the outside quickly and forming a well-formed block.
Crowd loving this opening to this first set. Backside, it's Hobus again over the block and some high cheddar that grazes the shoulder of Trent Rosenthal. Kyle Hobus has been doing that for a while. The 6th-year senior, as you take a look at CSUN head coach Theo Edwards. In his 2nd year, a CSUN alum himself, played for and then coached along with longtime skipper Jeff Campbell, who retired a couple of years ago after 25 years on the job. Rosenthal high and away. It's Todd hitting from the outside, and he goes off the block and out. Alaka'i Todd, 19th in the NCAA in hitting percentage. He is hitting at a .380 clip here this season. Charlie Wade on the other side. You know the wheels have been turning, trying to figure out exactly what the pathway for this Hawaii team going forward will be. Basically, he has given himself the time frame, the weeks until the Big West Conference tournament to figure it out. Good swing that time by Griffin Walters, saved by Sakonoko, and then Chaz Galloway able to tool the block. And Hawaii clicking right now early, C-Mac.
Well, I like the touch on the block, number one. Number two, I love that force set to the outside by Tread Rosenthal. Finally, Chaz Galloway. By the way, he looked good in warm-ups, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was hammering it. He's excited to get the start tonight.
Charlie Wade describing the senior as sort of their steady Eddie, if you will, at the pin hitting position, as Sakonoko tried to ramp up the speed. Was 64 miles per hour on the radar gun that we have at our disposal. But he serves it out, and so here is Nir Eitan, 6'6" redshirt frosh from Tel Mond, Israel. Voss behind the headset that time from Tread Rosenthal. And this is a Hawaii team that, despite the 2 losses at Long Beach, still tops in the nation in hitting percentage, and there's nobody more efficient than this guy wearing a Hawaii jersey.
Yeah, he just does not make many mistakes. Look at that kill percentage, 530. That's amazing.
Right side, that one is slapped out by Phillips. No touch up front. And Hawaii out to an 8-2 advantage here in the first. And we're going to have a timeout signaled by Theo Edwards. About as strong a start as Charlie Wade could have hoped for to get things going. Inside, the numbers presented by Long's Drugs. Check this out, 11. That's the total point differential between Long Beach State and Hawaii since 2015. That's a span of 23 matches, and they are separated in total points by just 11. And hey, look, Long Beach State pulled off the sweep in the opener of that 2-match series at the Pyramid, but all those sets were competitive, went to extra points in the third, and then they went 5 on night 2, and just Long Beach and Hawaii. Always, you would have to argue 2 teams that are certainly in contention, and you would also have to argue maybe the 2 best volleyball programs over that span of years as well.
Absolutely, Kanoa. I want to know who stayed up and counted all those points for 23 matches. I have a feeling it was Steve Jackson.
I'm pretty sure that's the safe bet. Here's Alaka'i Todd going off the fingertips of the block and getting another kill. That's his second kill on 3 swings.
Alaka'i Todd with 34 swings on night 2. So he's getting plenty of action from Tread Rosenthal.
Well, Hawaii as a squad right now hitting .833, 5 kills, no errors. And it's Todd with the jump serve. Back row set goes to Hobus, and he detonates. Knocks over Alaka'i Todd in the process. We mentioned 6th-year senior Kyle Hobus, a communications and computer science major, the 15th Matador to surpass 1,000 career kills. It has been quite a ride as Griffin Walters serves it into the twine.
The other great story on Hobus, number 7 there, is that he was discovered riding the bench in club volleyball when he was like 16 or 17. And who would have thought he would make it this far and be this accomplished a player in the Big West?
Middle set, and Teo goes off the block. D-set goes to Todd, and what a set by Chaz Galloway, serving double duty.
With all due respect to Tread Rosenthal, that was the set of the night so far, don't you think?
That was some nectar there.
Wow.
From the outside hitter.
Little side set. Right on the money.
11 serving 4. Galloway curls it in for an ace. His 7th ace of the season.
Chaz off to a solid start. Digging well in the back row. Taking care of business in the front row, and now he's got the serve going as well.
I mean, this is a guy who has been around, right? He has been one of the key pieces for this Hawaii team throughout these championship and championship contending runs as that serve goes long. And so it would make sense with his fallen teammate Spyros Hakas out for the year that he would assume much more of that primary responsibility.
Absolutely, especially in the passing category. I think we'll see him passing more territory.
That serve goes out, so that's 3 service errors for CSUN. Hawaii with 2 errors compared to 2 aces, and that's certainly an area if Hawaii can serve efficiently. They will always at least put themselves in matches. Last week at Long Beach, over the course of the 2 matches, 38 total service errors.
Unbelievable.
13 serving 5, Kurt Muster. And that's an overpass, and did that scrape a Hawaii hand? They're going to say that it did not. It looked from here like it did. They call it a Hawaii point, but an immediate challenge there from Theo Edwards, and I think he's going to have a good chance of winning this.
I would agree.
The overpass resulted in a little joust there above the tape.
Big West official from the mainland, I think, in the house tonight.
So you have the setter, Donovan Constable, trying to out-jump Louis Sakanoko there. You see anything conclusive? This angle might help a lot. It looked like it definitely went off that right hand of Sakanoko. But I guess the question becomes, even if it did touch both hands, who was last to touch it?
Exactly. It might be a Constable touched it last, even if there was a joust there.
They will call a touch. Here you see the officiating crew, Ronald Helm, Wayne Lee, Hunter Heliniak, and Mark Nakashima. So Wayne Lee doing quick work there on the review, which has been further enhanced, by the way. They now have a half dozen static cameras available along with the camera angles that we provide via our Spectrum Sports broadcast. As Guilherme Voss lays into that set, and Hawaii gets the point right back.
And Louis Sakanoko getting more than his share of serves so far tonight. They're testing out the French rookie.
So Tread Rosenthal now to serve. Hawaii by 8 outside. This is Phillips, and he is stuffed. G. Voss returning it to sender. Jumping up next to Alaka Itad. And Hawaii, even though they are without their team leader, Spyros Hakas, rolling comfortably here in set 1 against CSUN. Welcome back, Guilherme Voss. He's been doing this his whole career, not just hitting efficiently, but also putting up the Rainbow Warrior wall. He has 2 blocks here in this first set, and that puts him past 400 total blocks for his career, exactly 401, which also puts him 5 away from becoming 5th on the all-time blocks list at UH. That's Hobis. Oh, and he just hammers that one.
He's having quite the night so far. 4 kills, 1 error and 5 tries.
Fear the stash. It is one of the great stashes in college volleyball.
You got to give him credit. Remember, he's a man. He's probably 24, 25 years old, too.
Serves it out, however.
How about Hawaii's numbers offensively so far? 7 kills and 8 tries, hitting .875. And they're siding out at 100% rate. Those are gaudy numbers.
And here's Louis Sakanoko, the freshman Frenchman, reigning Big West Conference Freshman of the Week. Puts it into the string. It's his second such award. Teammate Tread Rosenthal has been the Big West Freshman of the Week 6 times.
So they kind of own that award?
Yeah, kind of. Near Eitan with the serve. Good pass there, Eleu Choi. Back set goes to Alaka'i Todd. And dug up there by Constable. Now Phillips trying to tool the block. How about the pin hitters going back and forth? And Chaz Galloway putting the finishing touches on that sequence.
He's looking exactly like he looked in the warm-up. Good set from Rosenthal here. A little inside, but 3 blockers he's facing. He finds a hole somehow in that 3-person block.
I know it looked like Rosenthal based on the quality of the set. That was Alaka'i Todd who got that assist.
Oh, you're right. Thanks for the correction, Canoa. I like to get embarrassed on TV.
Wanted to give Alaka'i some props.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Oh, what a serve there, Keone Phim. 72 miles an hour on the gun, then sprawls out for the save. Ball is centered, but miscommunication between Todd and Neusterer. So an unforced error on the Hawaii side of the net. Took away what was otherwise a spectacular save by Phim. Here's Lorenzo Bertozzi, a 6'4" junior from Parma, Italy. One of 2 Italians on the roster. And he serves it into the net. 5 service errors for the Matadors.
I asked Theo Edwards about what's it like getting 3 foreigners on your team this year, and he says, well, it's not easy because we don't really see any of them live, and it's hard to put together a financial package. But somehow or other he did it, and all 3 are great contributors to this team.
And that one hit out by Teo. Mano Teo didn't get that one in the sweet spot, and instead it's a Hawaii lead that is up to double digits. Largest lead of this opening frame for the Rainbow Warriors, and another timeout called by CSUN. The Matadors coming in ranked 18th in the latest AVCA rankings. They fell 2 spots after a pair of losses last week against UC San Diego. Hawaii dropped from number 1 to number 2 after the 2 losses at Long Beach State. Let's send it over to Ryan Kalei-Suji. He's got something for us. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, thanks, Quinn. Well, on the Matador sideline, they're really the name of the game for them right now as the coaching staff continues to talk to this team is really about just getting confidence. They feel like they are good enough to compete here, but just saying that they're trying too hard and they have to just settle down, stop trying to hit shots that they're not used to. One of the other things that the coaching staff, Theo Edwards, is saying is he's really impressed, actually, with the speed of Guilherme Voss. CSUN likes to run it pretty quick to the pins at times, and Guilherme is doing a nice job of closing the seams. They said, recognize that he might fill the seam, so don't try to hit the seam because Guilherme will fool you. Back over to you guys.
Hey, thanks a lot, Ryan. To further his point about the Matadors and their overall season, Theo Edwards thinking we're probably just maybe one breakout performance away from really starting to become a team that can seriously contend. They are on the year 2-9 versus ranked opponents, but they have a couple of impressive wins, including against Stanford and USC.
Yeah, those are 2 good wins against 2 very good teams. Stanford's been in the top 10 all year long. USC has been between 10 and 15 most of the year, and they're coming on strong. So those are 2 good wins. He knows his team realizes they are capable of beating anybody in the league.
CSUN, however, coming off of 3 straight losses. They lost against Penn State as well as those 2 matches against UC San Diego last week. Trying to right the ship, but right now they're going up against a buzzsaw in the form of the Rainbow Warriors. Their first match back since the injury to Spiros Hakas. First match back here in this house, I should specify, as Griffin Walters blows that setup and gets the point for CSUN. We understand that Spiros underwent surgery yesterday. We heard that it went well. And if he is watching, which I assume he may be, we do want to send him our best and wish him well for a speedy recovery. And that's an ace there, Griffin Walters. And so CSUN back-to-back points. Trying to see if they can start finding some traction here in this opening frame.
I think he's looking forward to maybe coming back senior night at least.
And that's going to be another ace. Great effort by Alaka'i Todd as Eleu Choi had a little issue with that serve receive. Back-to-back aces for Griffin Walters. Todd laying out and almost getting it back across the net, but it hit the scoreboard above. That's a better pass there by Choi off of one knee. Back row set to Sakonoko. He got his own cover. Free ball coming over the net, though, to the Matadors. Quick outside set. Hobus didn't get a good contact on it, but a net violation goes against Hawaii, and the Matadors have scored now 4 in a row.
Riley Wade showing no signs of pushing any panic buttons. It's like he's left the team to figure it out for themselves.
Rosenthal going to highball it here to Galloway. 3 blockers up. It doesn't matter. Chaz takes line, and he gets his 3rd kill of set 1.
Well, that was a great little side set there by Rosenthal. Galloway sees the probably about maybe a foot and a half of line, and he found it.
And then delivers a good serve to get CSUN out of system. Phillips gets blocked and roofed. Oh, the Mānoa Roofing Company in business here in this first frame. 3 total team blocks as Kurt Neusterer was in the thick of things on that occasion. 21 serving 13. Almost went down off the net. Hobus slowed down by the block. Diving save by Galloway, but for naught. As Hobus gets kill number 6.
Well, he was lighting it up tonight, isn't he? He came to play.
6'8" redshirt senior, well, 6th year senior, with the COVID year, of course, from San Pedro, California.
The good thing I put him down as one of our keys to the game. The Hobus hammer. He's coming through.
Yeah, the hammer is out of the toolbox. There's Neusterer, speaking of hammers. That's the first kill for Neusterer. You see his season numbers, just under a kill per set, but he's hitting 386. And he gets subbed out as Kevin Calling comes in to serve. It's a good one. Good pass, however. And that middle set a little off target. Eitan couldn't do much with it, but G-Voss can.
He was so quick, so athletic, such a quick arm swing. And Fred Rosenthal knows how to find him.
Yeah, that connection has been strong all year. 23 serving 14. Oh, and Calling sends it out 66 miles an hour on the radar gun.
Back in for Hawaii, Kurt Neusterer for Kevin Calling. Donovan Constable to serve.
And now Donovan Constable, 3rd year with CSUN, 3rd year starter at the setter position. Into the net. That was 68 miles an hour, but it is service error number 6 for the Matadors. And Fred Rosenthal will have a chance to serve for set 1. It's Aloha ball in the first. 2nd in the Big West Conference in aces per set. Gets him out of system. It's Phillips, blocked and roped. Voss and Todd saying, ole. And Hawaii takes set 1 in extremely impressive fashion. 25-15. 11 kills, no errors, 786 for the Warriors. Highlight reel, and that Rainbow Warrior block showed up in that first set. 4 blocks for Hawaii. Almost doubles their per set average. They also hit 786 with no errors in that first frame, C-Mac. It was a dominating performance by the home team.
You know, you get the feeling that they were so inefficient last week, much to Charlie Way's disgust. They were so inefficient last week, they were going to show him that, you know what, we can be efficient too. Watch this. Hitting 786, siding out at 81%. It doesn't get much better than that. And a block that wakes up early rather than coming on late, and woke up early. Four blocks in the first set.
You see the hitting percentage difference and the blocks. CSUN without one so far. But I think that was more or less the vibe coming out of that Long Beach State series. Certainly after that second night where Hawaii, despite being so erratic from the service line, despite having a total of over 60 errors when you talk about hitting errors combined with service errors and reception errors, etc., that they were still able to go 5. They were still just a couple of points away from pulling off what would have been their first win in a long time in the Pyramid. And so there was some encouragement. I think even Charlie Wade said, hey, look, the way we fought is something that tells me maybe it's not such a long shot for us to still be in contention here without the great Spiros. Haka says Phillips hits it wide, trying to go cross court. And Phillips yet to really find his footing here. He has no kills on 5 swings, is hitting -714.
He had a pretty open net there. Constable gave him a one-on-one on the outside that he did not convert on. He definitely has the advantage in that situation when he's one-on-one.
So Hawaii strikes first. Hobis strikes next. Oh my goodness.
6 kills in the first set. Now he's got 7. Only 1 error. 2 blockers up. So they know the ball's going to go to him.
Teo with the serve gets Hawaii a little bit in trouble, but Sakonoko with the ad-lib gets the point.
Louis can go up and just hang and look, see where the block is.
Yeah, Louis with probably the lightest touch kill that he'll ever have in his career there.
Yeah, for sure. That was like 1 mile an hour.
Took something off the serve, though. Bump set goes to Hobis. He two-hands it over. Sliding save there by Choi. Back bump set Galloway. And then a little pitter-patter above the tape. CSUN still with it. Set a little low for Hobis. Good cover there by the libero, Chris Carnezis. And then Hobis unleashes.
I think you're going to see him getting more and more sets tonight now that Constable sees how good he looks, how fresh he is, how in a groove he is as well.
Serve goes long, though. That has been a bit of a momentum stopper there for CSUN. It's not calibrated yet fully from the service line. Theo Edwards says, when our serving game is on, we can create trouble. But it hasn't quite been locked in just yet in this match. Still a long way to go. Now G. Voss to serve. That floater, quite the changeup for this serving lineup for Hawaii. Oh, and the lineup of hands. They're ready, waiting, and able against Jalen Phillips.
Phillips just had nowhere to go. This bump set way inside, 3 blockers up, 6 hands across, nowhere to go for Phillips. He continues to try to get his first kill of the night.
Yeah, just trying to get off the schneid here. Able to go off the hands and out is Griffin Walters, however, 6'6" senior from Sacramento, California, in his 5th year with the program. All Big West Conference honorable mention a season ago.
Another one of those old guys in this team getting his master's degree in business.
Oh, that pass by Sakonoko. And then Todd scrapes the fingertips of the block. Backside Phillips. There it is. Kill number 1. He is just a freshman. Got some significant experience, though, spending the summer with the USA Men's Collegiate National Team. Kyle Hovis was there, too. This is a guy who is still very much, by all accounts, just scratching the surface of his potential.
He used to be a track and field athlete, so he's converted late to volleyball.
Todd, joust above the tape, kept alive by Walters. He gets the bump set. Diving save there by Choi. Rosenthal highballs it. Todd blocked and roofed. Oh, he had to try to maneuver inside of Rosenthal. And by then, the block had formed. And CSUN jumps in front. First time we've had a lead change here tonight.
It was a bit awkward how Olakai Todd had to maneuver to get to that set.
Pass by Sakanoko. Outside, it is Galloway. Air Galloway cleared for takeoff.
How about the pass from Louis Sakanoko that time? It was a really, really good serve from Hobus.
You gotta love this version of Chaz we are seeing so far tonight. 4 kills on 4 swings, 3 digs and an ace. Olakai Todd with the serve.
He had a block too.
And Walters, he's got his 4th kill. He's also without an error. So the vets carrying the load here so far for CSUN.
Walters, they're just giving him too much cross court to work with. They're going to take a little more of that cross court away. Seems to be his favorite shot.
High and away it goes to Galloway. Pancake save there, Constable, and it's pinballed back across. D-set goes to Todd. Dug up over the net and out. And Olakai gets another kill. That's his 4th. And Hawaii evens it up at 6 apiece.
Look at this pancake pop up there by Constable. There's the end of the play with Olakai Todd terminating as usual.
And that one just missing the end line. That looked awfully close. Charlie Wade deciding not to challenge the call.
You notice the quirk of the schedule this weekend? These are the only 2 Big West matches.
It's the only action in the league. They have center stage, the full spotlight. Here's Sakanoko through the block. Good dig there by Phillips. Back row, Hobus plugs it through all of those blockers on the Hawaii side of the net.
I'm impressed with Donovan Constable right now. He's setting a really diverse offense, fast when it needs to be, high when it needs to be, and lots of Kyle Hobus.
CSUN up 2. Todd, that's slowed down by the block. Phillips, 2-hand save there along the back line by Galloway, but the set ripens for Constable on the other side. And that's 3 straight points for the Matadors. They lead by 3. And Charlie Wade with some words for Wayne Lee across the way. Hawaii trying to get out of this sticky rotation. Galloway got blocked. They go D-set to Todd, and he terminates. Oh, that was some hard and heavy heat from Olakai.
Olakai Todd has improved so much. He's had to play behind Demetrius Muklius. Before that, it was Rado. So he's just been in his kind of like a mentorship program the entire time. Now it's his time. You got to feel happy for him.
Oh, that was a good-looking swing. Best of the night from Hano Teo, 6'5", senior from Chula Vista, California. Was one of 3 Matadors along with Talon Cook, their other libero, and Kyle Hobus to start all 28 matches last year. Over on 2 goes Rosenthal as he falls to the floor. But a much-needed point for Hawaii. This is a much better fight here than we're seeing in this second frame.
The other thing about Hano Tello you're talking about, he's another one of 2 or 3 players that are converted from other positions. You know, Tello used to be an outside hitter. He converted to middle blocker. Donovan Constable, by the way, their setter, used to be an outside hitter. He converted to libero, and now he's a setter.
Yeah, and you talk about Jalen Phillips, former track star. A lot of guys on this roster who were athletes primarily in other sports before focusing on volleyball. As Teo, right on cue, delivers there. CSUN back up 3. And Theo Edwards says, you know, that's kind of what we're forced to do from a recruiting standpoint. It's hard for us to compete with some of the other California programs for these already developed volleyball talents. We have to kind of do some of the development on our own. That's how we compete in terms of recruitment. Todd, a second time, tips it over with the left hand, saved over the net by Phillips. One hand set to Voss, and he's denied. Aton with the block.
Excellent block by Aton. He was not fooled at all. He's there, 2 blockers up, actually, not fooled by the quick set to Voss.
Aton with Israeli national team experience, played for the U22 national squad. And I think we're going to have a challenge here from Charlie Wade, perhaps.
Blocked down by CSUN. White is challenging. Net violation by the Matadors. Play review.
Charlie going to ask to see if there was a net violation on the play. Hawai'i's still riding a 13-match home win streak. They're 14-1 at home here this season. So keep your eye here. This is our net cam. Keep your eye on that net. Charlie saying there was a net sometime along the way in that sequence. So far, nothing. Yeah, I don't know. See anything, C-Mac?
Voss just netted right there.
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to get the reversal that Charlie's looking for.
I did not see anything in all 3 of those plays.
As mentioned, though, the TV Sport replay system has been enhanced. They have more static camera angles that Wayne Lee can utilize, as well as all of the camera angles that we provide via our Spectrum Sports broadcast. So ample opportunity to see this thing from a whole number of views.
Yeah, I think that on the very first one, the serve hit the net, made it shake. So the next play is going to maybe sometimes look like there was a net violation.
These 2 teams will do it again tomorrow night. One of these teams at the end of this evening will have their first Big West win of the season. But it's interesting, right? All the coaches have kind of taken, at least that we've spoken to in the Big West, have kind of taken a similar approach to the regular season, because all 6 teams qualify for the Big West Conference Tournament, which will be held here. And so the top 2 seeds will get opening round buys. But all the coaches sort of talking about, all right, these weeks leading up to that tournament, like, this is the time for us to just figure things out. We need to somehow calibrate ourselves to be the best version of ourselves when it matters the most, which is going to be that week right here in Mānoa.
Exactly. What a week that's going to be.
Oh, man.
That's be like maybe better than the Final Four. But, most coaches say, you know what? This is all about seeding. We're just jockeying around to see who gets to be in which part of the bracket. And so certainly Hawaii starting off with 2 losses does not help their seeding in the end, but you never know.
All right, we have a verdict.
After review, call stands.
Call stands. So an unsuccessful challenge there for Charlie. And Hawaii now trailing by 4 here in the second set. How has CSUN turned things around here in set 2, you think, C-Mac?
Well, first of all, they've gotten other hitters other than Hobus involved in the offense. They've passed better, and they've served better. Pretty much every phase of the game, they ramped it up a notch.
Yeah, they're now hitting 467 here in set 2. Hawaii went from their fat hitting percentage in the opening frame. They're hitting 188 here.
Oh, there's the difference right there.
Yeah, that's big. Couple of blocks for that CSUN front line. Here's Sakanoko dug up by Phillips. Hobus sends it out. No touch up front. And now Louis will get ready to serve for the Rainbow Warriors.
Hobus going for the high hands. Just hit it a little bit too high.
Oh, nice Nice reactions there by Chaz. He was not caught off guard as Constable tried to pull the dump shot maneuver.
No, there's a great example of just keeping the serve in at about 12 miles an hour. No, it's 30 miles an hour. And relying on your defense, whether it be the block or whether it be a back row dig. There's other ways you score points than on aces.
That was 63 miles an hour. That one tipped deep by Hobus. Little scrambling on the Hawaii side. Galloway is blocked. Good up by Troy. Galloway quick springs back up off the floor, but the save by Phillips. Hobus forced to left-handed over. Diving save by Troy, but it winds up down on the floor as well as Chaz Galloway and Eleu Troy together.
Great hustle, but good placement by Hobus to find the open spot of the court. This is the last play right here. He just finds the open space right there.
That's some super duper senior savvy there by Kyle Hobus, and the block has arrived for the Matadors. No such thing as Matador defense up front here in set two. Phillips was up there. He got a good chunk of it. That is now the third total team block for the CSUN Matadors.
0 blocks in the first set.
Voss, oh, that behind the head set was off the mark. CSUN gets the point. They get to 15 first. And my, how things have changed from set 1 to set 2. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the Hyundai head-to-head stat line. And, well, this was the set 1 kill percentage comparison. CSUN a $143, Hawaii 786, but the script has been flipped here in set 2.
Yeah, big time. And how about the same thing with the side out percentage? That's the first contact. CSUN sliding out at 72%, Hawaii at only 50.
Here's Alaka'i Todd out of the timeout. And see if Hawaii can find that rhythm. They were running on all cylinders in that first set. But credit CSUN, they have been able to find some traction here. Their block has certainly gotten a lot more prevalent, getting a lot of touches. As you said, serving the ball tougher and playing some better defense overall. Here's Hobus trying to cut that one cross court. Sakonoko with the set to Galloway, tries to time it and made it work. Wow. Had 3 blockers waiting, and he just found the smallest of dents.
You're right, Kano. It was a tough set to time because it was so high. Really put it up there by the scoreboard nearly, and CSUN not putting up a very good block there, not pressing over the net. Lots of room between their forearms and the cable.
Back row, it's Walters. And so right now the combo of Griffin Walters and Kyle Hobus leading the way here for the Matadors. You have 10 kills for Hobus, 5 kills now for Griffin Walters.
Hobus hitting around 530. Walters hitting around 600.
Hawaii trailing by 4. Outside, Galloway up the elevator shaft. The punching save there by Karnezis. Oh, but a free chance here for Hawaii. Back set to Todd, and he pokes it down just inside the pin.
Oh, it helps me. 6'8", doesn't it? 6'8", 6'9", long arms, just tapping it straight down.
So Hawaii trying to see if they can forge a comeback here in this second set. A blistering serve there by Todd. Great pass, though, and then Phillips rising high. It's dug up over the net by Sakonoko, and we're going to have a net violation, and this is going to go against Tread Rosenthal. So CSUN gets the point after the scramble play.
Watch Rosenthal there. He gets it with his torso, mostly.
Rosenthal, who has such extensive experience with the U.S. junior national team. And the coach across the way, Theo Edwards, actually a part of that coaching staff the last several years. So he's gotten a very close look at Tread Rosenthal, and in fact has such high praise for him. Theo Edwards saying that Rosenthal is a, quote, generational talent. And he says, no, he believes he is the future of USA volleyball at the center position.
And he's held it for such a long time as a Hawaii boy.
That's right.
Micah Christensen.
And that's going to be in there by Walters. Didn't exactly light that one aflame, but he put it in the perfect spot. And so these two teams trading blows, and that's not going to help Hawaii if they're still trying to salvage a way to win this second set. Oh, and that's an ace. Falling off a table, Jalen Phillips with the filthy serve. And a timeout taken by Charlie Wade. Matadors have found their groove here in the second. Welcome back. As the only Big West action in men's volleyball this weekend, CSUN and Hawaii, the Hanaho rematch tomorrow night. Our coverage will begin at 6:30 right here on Spectrum Sports. Well, it was all Hawaii in the first frame. CSUN has turned it around here in set 2. Jalen Phillips continues to serve tough. Meanwhile, Sakanoko couldn't get it down. Back row set to Hobis was too low. Still almost made it work with the two-hand dink. Here's Walters through the block. Good save along the end line there by Galloway. D-set goes to Todd off the hands. Chased down there by Karnezis. Back row Hobis, that little punch swing dug up by Choi. And Newstor tips it with the left hand and gets the kill. Oh, it was a little sloppy on both sides, wouldn't you say? But Hawaii, as the dust cleared, got the point.
Not a very well played rally for sure, but Hawaii doing everything they can to try to just stay in this set. Give all the credit to CSUN for turning it around from set 1 to set 2. Like night and day, their play.
CSUN preseason picked to finish 5th in the Big West Conference. Hawaii, of course, preseason picked 2nd. Long Beach State, the current #1 team in the land, the preseason favorite. 15 serving 19. Here's Walters on the outside, blocked and roofed. Voss jumping up next to Rosenthal, saying
For the first time tonight, Walters gets blocked. Voss hustling to the outside there, closing that seam, taking away that cross court.
That's 4 blocks now for Voss as Calling serves it into the net.
There's a great example of when you get a bad toss, you got to do something else other than hitting the net. That toss for Kevin was not the one that he wanted. In the old days, if you roll across, you got a bad toss, he'd just catch it and toss again.
Pass there by Galloway outside. Sakanoko had a solo blocker on the other side, and he wasn't able to take advantage, and showing some frustration as he tugs at the twine. And Charlie Wade going to signal for a timeout. So the Matadors up 5 here, 21-16. Some ill-timed service errors for Hawaii, and just overall inconsistent and rocky play here has hurt them in this second set.
Give a lot of credit to that guy Theo Edwards, who's got his team going. They could have easily folded up the tents and given up, but instead they came back in the second set stronger than ever. And that staff there is doing a terrific job of teaching these guys all about resilience. The last shot by Sakanoko, though, I'd like to say, is a great example. He's a one-on-one, and instead of just taking the open court, he tried to hit 4-to-4, tight, wrist away, inside the 3-meter line, just too much. He doesn't need to be spectacular every time.
Let's check in really quick with Ryan. What's up?
Thanks, Mānoa. The Hawaii sideline is all about passing. Charlie Wade really trying to get after his passer, saying that's one of the reasons why they're in this position. The passing sort of breaking down. But credit CSUN for their tough serving, and they're also not self-inflicted that we saw in that first with the amount of errors. So Hawaii really encouraging their team that they have to earn it here. They're not getting any free points from the Matadors. Also interesting to know, Keone Femi is usually the first serving sub that comes off the bench for Hawaii. Kevin Calling became the first serving sub in this set, potentially because Charlie Wade may be holding Keone for a possible substitution into an outside hitting position. If he goes in for a middle blocker, he's not available to hit. Back over to you guys.
Good observation, Ryan Clay, Suji. That's exactly why I think that Keone Pham has been held out of that serving spot.
Yeah, because you wonder, will we see a move made? Louis Sakanoko, for what it's worth, has 1 kill. He's flatlining it right now. Does have a couple of blocks. Todd through the block, dug up by Walters. Phillips from behind the line. And that's set a little tight to the net, but Louis able to make it work. So as we were talking about his numbers, he gets his second kill. And Charlie saying they're going to have to earn some of these points. Well, that was hard earned because that set was not in the perfect position.
Exactly. He needs the ball a little bit off the net, I think, in order to have him be at his best.
Saw what he did on night 2 against Long Beach. 19 kills on 40 swings. Hobis going over the block. What a save by Galloway. Here's Sakanoko off the reset. Outside Hobis, and did he miss it wide? Yes, he did. He wants a touch. Leo Edwards thinks there was a touch, and we're going to get a challenge here. And Alakai Todd gesturing at the Hawaii bench that he did not touch it. It would have been him as he challenged Kyle Hobis over there at the pin.
We get a good look at it here.
Initial call is Matador tip out. CSUN is gently touched by the Rainbow Warriors. Play of the review.
Ooh, looks like might have got the middle finger there. What do you think?
It looked like a fingertip or two from that angle. But will there be enough to overturn the call on the floor, which was a Hawaii point?
See if the finger gets bent back or not. Yep.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
a touch. Good challenge by Theo Edwards.
And that's a biggie at this juncture of set 2.
Absolutely. Instead of being 21-18, it's going to be 22-17. Big difference.
Theo Edwards, we mentioned, an alum of CSUN, was a phenomenal hitter and team captain back in his day. In fact, was on the 2010 squad that made it all the way to the national semifinals. You know a little something about the national tournament that year, C-Mac?
Yeah, I coached against Theo that year when I was at Stanford, and he was a great player. And they had a couple of great middles that were very difficult to stop. And I remember there was a memorable year for them. Kaleo Baxter was also on that team.
There was also a guy named Kaleo Baxter who was on that CSUN squad.
Did you go by Gregory then, or did you go by Kaleo? I'm not sure.
It might have been situational. I don't know. Here's a little zoom in.
Ooh, that really showed it.
Wayne Lee taking a long, hard look at this thing.
Pretty big difference between 22-17 and 21-18.
After review, call is overturned.
So the challenge is favoring CSUN here so far tonight as well. And it goes from a 3-point differential to 5 points. So give another kill to Hobis meanwhile, and he now has 11 put downs. And the Matadors just a few points away from evening this match up. Teo. Pass there by Choi. Backside, it's Sakanoko through the block. Good layout save there by Constable, but to no avail. It's a Sakanoko kill and a Hawaii point, and Louis will serve. This is a guy who, when he is locked in, can change the complexion of a set or a match from the service line.
He and Keone Pham are two players who can literally take over a match.
Bends it in. Pass tight to the net, but winning the joust was Constable. And he did it with one hand.
Constable serving.
Well, how versatile is he, going from outside hitter to libero to center? Big West all freshman team in 22.
Meanwhile, Voss with his 5th kill, keeping Hawaii's hopes alive here. And here is Keone Thim now entering the match to serve, C-Mac.
You know, Charlie Wade knows that he's not going to substitute for an outside hitter right now, so might as well get him in to be a serving sub.
Oh, it's a good one. 74 miles an hour. Phillips sends it deep. Diving save Sakonoko, but it ends up prime position for a Kyle Hobis slam.
How about the pass from Carnesses? He took that heater and popped it up. That was a really, really good pass.
So Aloha ball here for set 2 for CSUN. And it's an ace by Hobis. Oh, the Matadors have found their form. They go from losing set 1 by 10 to winning set 2 convincingly, 25-19. And get comfy, folks. On a Friday, in the only Big West match of the night, we've got a battle.
This has to be the absolute best intermission show I've ever seen. It's dog races in the arena. Unbelievable. As you see the score there, Hawaii and CSUN knotted up at a set apiece. Scott, James, Ryan, and James, you said your dog would rule them, huh?
My little Frenchie would have made it across in 0.5 seconds.
All right, guys, let's talk about this match, because Hawaii looked pretty good in that opening set. Complete different story in the second. What do you take away from the first 2?
From the first one, I think CSUN just couldn't make a serve. They had 6 service errors on 16 attempts, and their serving inbounds just wasn't efficient enough. Hawaii was in system. They were able to run the middles, and then CSUN turned it on. Kyle Hobis went on a good service run, and then Griffin as well, and it gave them a little bit of that momentum and that rhythm that they needed in order to play like they can. I also think on CSUN's side, Kyle Hobis is just on a big high right now.
Well, not only are they keeping the serves in, but they're serving tough. I mean, these are some very tough serves that the Hawaii passers are struggling. And Trent Rosenthal, when out of system and pulled off the net, is really struggling with the outside set. We're seeing a lot of tight sets for the pin hitters. Hawaii having to tip a lot of balls, but a lot of it also dictated because the passing is pulling him off the net.
Give me your thoughts on Luis Sakonoko. He's kind of filling in, I guess, for Spiros here this evening. He only has 3 kills and hitting 222.
Well, again, I think Luis getting a lot of out-of-system plays. He's a traditional player that can hit those balls, but you like to see getting more in-system. But because of the passing, they really can't run a lot of those plays or the big set that he also likes to hit. The good news is Chaz Galloway has really showed up to play.
Yeah, I really like the way Chaz is playing. He's playing a little bit more efficient. He's playing a lot more physical. That's the biggest difference that I'm seeing in Chaz tonight. He's putting himself out there to lead this team offensively, and he's just playing incredible defense. But we're seeing a little bit more of a spark, a little bit more speed behind his serve and behind his arm swing in the front row.
You know, you mentioned Kyle Hobis. At least through the first 2 sets, he looks like he might be the best player on the court. He has been really good.
Yeah, he's pretty incredible. I mean, standing at 6'8" on the outside position, someone who has played mostly oppo for the last 2 seasons. He's hitting .476, 12 kills, 2 errors on 21 attempts. He's definitely the Matadors guy to go to. And I think the big edge that they have over Hawaii right now is the fact that they are running the big. They are running a little bit more of that back row option. And Kyle Hobis is just on fire right now. He's enjoying being in the sand chair.
I think one of the things you're also just seeing is just the attitude. This is a CSUN team that was fired up, motivating each other, yelling at their teammates during that second set, where Hawaii was kind of on their heels. They didn't really look like they were aggressive enough. Hawaii has got to get some energy back.
All right, that kind of leads to my next question. What does Hawaii need to do to win this one?
Hawaii's going to have to find their chemistry back again. It reminds me a little bit of the beginning of the season where they were struggling with that team chemistry and the camaraderie. They're kind of pulling themselves apart. They need to come together as a team.
They need to get out here, get inspired by the dogs that are running here in the arena, and hopefully that will help them to run out of here with a win.
I went to a volleyball match one time, and a dog race broke out.
That's the best thing you could ask for in a volleyball game. That was the cutest little intermission ever.
That was awesome. All righty. We'll take a break. It's intermission. Hawaii and CSUN tied at a set apiece. Whoop, whoop. Intermission here at Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Big West Conference home opener for the University of Hawaii. There you see the scores. Hawaii took care of business in the opening set, 25-15, but the Matadors came back and evened things up with a 25-19 win. So, when we come back, it's the serve to start set number 3.
Welcome back here to the Pizza Hut match statistics, and CSUN evened things out pretty well statistically after that second set performance, C-Mac.
You see the big aberration and the errors. Those CSUN errors mostly occurred in the first set. And Hawaii's 417 number is high because they hit like 780 in the first set and 100 in the second. So it was a tale of 2 sets for sure. Hawaii's blocking very impressive. It's 7-3, and Big's not even. I'm surprised that CSUN has gotten as many aces as they have. 4 aces to Hawaii's 2.
Well, it's been well established here over the course of Big West men's volleyball. There are no freebies. There are no free nights. You have to earn everything, and Hawaii's certainly going to be put to the test here. Again, playing without Spiros Hakas in this building for the first time since the injury that occurred a couple of weekends ago against UC Irvine, and certainly they looked fluid. Everything was rhythmic in that first set, but then it kind of fell off the rails. How much of that do you think, C-Mac, was because of the adjustments that CSUN made, and how much of it perhaps was Hawaii just going through some lapses on its side?
I think it was more CSUN. They just served much better. They passed better. Their attacking was more efficient. Constable did a great job of moving the ball around, even though Hobus has got 21 of their 55 sets. He's got Walters on his back too. Walters with 7 kills, hitting 500.
Alas, it is Walters who gets the third set started the same way the thing started in set 1. Service error. Hawaii gets the opening point, and now Tread Rosenthal will get things going as the team swap ends once again. Good serve there by Rosenthal. Set going outside. It's Hobus. He's blocked. The cover there by Karnezis. And then from the other side, Phillips is slowed down by the block. Outside, it's Sakanoko with a laser shot.
That definitely was Laser Louie, if we've ever seen it. He goes up and over. Nice sharp angle as well. But notice that no change in the lineup. Even though Sakanoko struggled a bit with some passing and a little bit of hitting, Charlie Wade sticking with him.
That was a blasty blast, courtesy Kyle Hobus. And so CSUN gets the point. Kyle Hobus now with 13 kills, he leads everybody. Alakati Todd is the leader on the Hawaii side of the net with 8 put-downs, hitting 368. And Hano Teo serves it into the twine. So the bugaboo that was service errors for CSUN in the first frame, rearing its head a little bit here at the onset of set 3.
And guess who's leading every digger on the floor? Chaz Galloway. How about that? Usually it's a libero or a right-sider.
Sakanoko top spins it over. Back row set, and it's Walters swooping in. Yeah, Chaz Galloway, to your point, he's played a really strong all-around match so far this evening.
Yeah, he came to play, that's for sure. He does not want to give up his outside hitting position.
Bump set, Galloway going to try to time it, and he sends that one out. Just as we were singing some of his praises, that's just his second hitting error.
With the broadcaster's jinx, or what's going on?
I guess you could put it on us. Out of system play there for Chaz. So 3 serving 3. Matadors awakened in that second set. However, Donovan Constable serves it again into the netting.
Went to the same high school as Pat Gassman. A little trivia there.
Yeah, Buchanan High School in Clovis, California. You mentioned he played setter, libero, outside hitter, and opposite. Was not recruited as a setter to CSUN, but a guy who has just been willing to do anything for this team, as so many of these guys, Hano Teo being another example of that when asked.
Clovis at 6'8", hitting the bick out of the back row. There's so many things for this team offensively.
4 serving 4. Outside, here's Galloway. Up the ladder and down the chute for Chaz. And that's his 6th.
Good set from Trent Rosenthal that time. Kept the ball a little bit off the net, so Chaz had some room to work line or cross court.
Todd to serve. 5 serving 4 here in the third. Backside, it is Phillips. What a dig there by Sakonoko. Choi highballs it to Todd through the block. Hobus guarding that end line. Here's Walters. 2 blockers up. He gets blocked. Phillips roll shot. He gets blocked. Phillips a second time. Hits it in. It just dropped inside that deep corner.
How about that dig from Luis Sakonoko to keep Hawaii in that rally? And Phillips, who struggled tonight all night long, second kill, still hitting negative.
He's at negative 250 at the moment. Still a little bit of an improvement from what we saw throughout that first set. Meanwhile, Curtin Neusterer catching it in the sweet spot. Walters sending it out.
He's been pretty error-free and highly efficient so far. Only his second error of the night.
Outside is Walters again. Rosenthal able to send it back. Now the other side, Phillips. And you can just see the elevation. This guy has some freaky bounce.
Yeah, he really does. He's got a high snap. Probably touches 11.6 or between 11.6 and 12 feet. Nice set from Constable. Constable did a great job of seeing that the left side of the court was really sort of out of sorts, and the right side was really the only side that was ready to hit the ball. Good vision by Constable.
Meanwhile, CSUN starting to gift Hawaii some points here again in this third set. And Kurt Neusterer lamenting to us before the start of the match that the chess games have not really gone his way here as of late, as that serve doesn't go his way either, but he gave it up to Alex Parks, who tells us that since the Long Beach trip, he has won 4 out of 5 chess matches with Kurt Neusterer.
And Kurt's not used to losing. But Alex is very happy he's broken his losing streak.
Serve goes wide. Another service error here for the Matadors. Can Trent Rosenthal go on a service run? That's a good serve. Forces the overpass. Galloway gonna set up Sakonoko, high hands, chased down there by Karnezis. Over the net, it drifts. Alakai Todd couldn't slam dunk it home. Now a joust above the tape. Someone came into the twine. It was on the CSUN side. Net violation gives Hawaii the hard-fought point. And the Matadors are gonna signal for a timeout. Well, both teams Scratching and clawing here in the third. Hawaii by 3. Welcome back. We got Rainbow Warrior baseball coming your way next week. Nationally ranked UC Irvine coming to Les Murakami Stadium. We'll have the series opener Thursday. Our coverage on Spectrum Sports will begin at 6 p.m. Meanwhile, right now, the Rainbow Warriors, bit of a come-from-behind game so far against San Diego State. They were down 3-0. They have since taken the lead here in the bottom of the 5th, up 6-4. We'll keep you posted on that score. First of 3 games to be played in Mānoa between those 2 programs. Here's Phillips out of the back row. Good dig there by Rosenthal. So here's Chaz Galloway trying to go to Todd. Galloway gets the cover off the block. Sakanoko the big swing. Walters the punch save. Here's Hobis. Man, that is a quick, whippy arm swing by Kyle Hobis.
My goodness, what a swing. Inside set. He just chases it down. It's a sharp cross court. Ooh, no digging that one. That was a great shot by Kyle Hobis.
Pass by Galloway's on the money, and G. Voss comes in, and he's able to deposit it.
It's been a while since we've called G. Voss's name. I think that Rosenthal, if he gets some good passes, should go to G. Voss a little more.
Yeah,
because he's Vossum.
He's been the tone setter so many nights for Tread Rosenthal on this Hawaii team. Sakanoko making sure he got it in. One hand set goes outside, and Hobis is still able to finish it. What can't he do tonight?
Athletic, intelligent shots. But remember, he's 60 or senior, so he makes a lot of smart plays. Like that one there off the fist set from Constable.
However, it's Constable who serves it into the netting. Hawaii is hitting .273 here in the third. 4 kills, 1 hitting error on 11 attempts. CSUN is at .312, 7 kills with 2 errors. No blocks for either side yet here in the third. One hand set again going outside to Phillips. And he's able to put a good swing on it.
Well, there's a couple of dangerous passes coming up from the CSUN side of the court. The Constable's done a nice job of putting the fist on it or a one hand on it, and the hitters have come through and terminated.
Backside set goes to Todd. May have been an out ball attempted on there by Kyle Hobis, but wasn't sure if the block got a piece. It's a Hawaii point and another Todd kill.
Now that set was a little off the net. Todd had to really chase it down on the inside.
Alakutty now with 9 kills. Back row, it's Hobis through the block and down. Kyle Hobis having himself a night. 17 kills now.
Hitting 500. There's a big number for an outside hitter. You get 350 out of an outside hitter, it's good, but he's going 500 tonight? Wow.
That one just got over the net. Overpass by Sakanoko, put down by Walters. And CSUN within 1. See the look there of concern for Charlie Wade. His team looking so sharp early this evening. Been much more laborious since. That set to Neuster doesn't go down initially, but finally trickles to the Terraflex. And a kill for Neuster.
I think the more that Rosenthal keeps working his middles, I think Hawaii's offense will run much more efficiently and smoothly.
Got to get the passes though, right?
Exactly. That's the caveat.
It's CSUN this week, and then next week, UC Santa Barbara coming into town. And would you believe it? That's the last home series of the regular season for Hawaii. Of course, they will host the Big West Conference tournament. But this season flying by. Speaking of flying, that's another approach there by Phillips. And Galloway does his version of aviation. And it results in Rosenthal with the improv delivery. Hawaii gets to 15 first in the third. Welcome back. We mentioned UCSB coming into town next week. We'll have those matches for you on the 29th and the 30th. And it will be the last home series of the regular season for Hawaii. Their last home matches until the Big West Conference Tournament, which everything is geared up for.
Senior night next Saturday night.
Can you believe it?
30th.
Back row, it's Hobis. Just wrecking shop here in Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center tonight.
18 kills, only 3 errors. What a night he's having. Have to break there. Both teams are hitting 400 for this third set.
Galloway able to get it out of the fans to keep it alive. Hobis the tip shot, diving save Choi. Rosenthal sends it out to Sakanoko, he's blocked. Galloway going back to Louis. Did he get a touch? They're gonna say he did not. And it is a point for CSUN, the Matadors. Getting a lot of touches at the net and seemingly digging everything.
Yeah, they're playing some great back row defense right now. Not so much blocking at the net, but they're getting touches at the net and then great digs in the back row.
But the serve goes long. That has hurt them again here in this third frame. CSUN coming in, they're last among Big West teams in digs per set. And you know, that stat can be somewhat misleading depending on the flow of the match in other departments and areas, but to see them playing this kind of defense, it's pretty remarkable.
Absolutely. Hawaii with 22 digs, CSUN with 20.
That pass a little tight to the net. Rosenthal sets up Sakanoko, and he lays the smackdown.
Oh, what a great deception by Tread Rosenthal to take a blocker with him. Watch this. He jumps up, takes a blocker with him, and then one-on-one for Sakanoko, and he buries it.
That was Jakob-like. Remember how Tella used to always utilize that as a weapon, going up and feigning as though he was going to maybe take a crack at it. Hawaii by 3, middle set. That was pounded down by Teo. Oh, we're starting to witness some thunder now here on the Terraflex.
Two blockers up, and he still finds a way. Great vision. He can see that they're taking his cross court.
Trying to take advantage of the overpass, and they do. Teo again. And CSUN again within 1. Tightly contested here in this third frame. And Walters, it hits Alakai Todd out of bounds as he was trying to avoid the serve.
You might see that once a year. Very, very rare.
So what should have been an out serve becomes an ace. And perhaps a little athletic justice, at least from the perspective of the Hawaii fans, as Walters then serves it into the net. Wow.
It's Walters' third service ace and his 4th service error.
Outside, Hobis. I mean, what are you going to do?
Well, it's 6'8". He's just a handful on the outside. Really tough to stop him. He can get touches on his attacks.
That story of his recruitment you mentioned, he was basically a guy who rode the bench for his club team.
Yeah.
Must have been a pretty remarkable club team, by the way. But when he visited CSUN on his recruiting trip, Theo Edwards was one of the guys who told him, hey, look, we think you can end up being one of the best hitters of all time at this school. And he was in somewhat of disbelief, but there was a vision that this coaching staff had for Kyle Hobbs, and it has most certainly manifested itself.
And he's played in two different positions. He's played the opposite the last couple of years. Now he's playing in the outside and has done a terrific job in both places.
Sakanoko gets CSUN out of system. Hobbs against two blockers. In system, out of system. This guy is a system.
He's having a special kind of night, that's for sure.
Give him 20. 20 kills for Hobbs. Was the Big West Conference Offensive Player of the Week in early February after a great performance in a win over Stanford where he had 22 kills. Here's Galloway. Rattled around and returned. Advantage Hawaii. Galloway on the outside, able to dunk it down.
Well, here comes the serving specialist, Keone Thim, entering the contest. These last 5 points, you know, the toughest points to get.
Coming in a big spot, high leverage situation here in a pivotal third frame. Into the net. And we're tied at 20. So it's a race to 5 here, C-Mac.
Yeah. By the way, in every coaching gym in the country, I guarantee you, the race to 5 is practiced all the time. Coaches know that it's the most important part of the set.
Hobbs the serve. Good pass by Louis. Gets the set from the back row and destroys it.
We have not seen that in quite a while. We've seen Sakanoko hit on the left, hit on the right. Not that many Bicks, but here's a Bick right here, a back row quick, and he just demolishes it. Great set from Rosenthal as well.
21 serving 20, but the serve by Todd goes into the net.
Serving for the Matadors near Eton.
So now near Eton with the serve. Floats it over. Rosenthal goes D-set to Todd. He gets blocked. Chased down there by Galloway. Second touch, Sakanoko. Rosenthal, the swing gets dug up by Hobbs. Walters on the outside. Through that Hawaii block. And the Matadors jump in front.
Walters has really provided such a punch, giving Hobbs some help.
CSUN leads for the first time in set 3. Timeout, Rainbow Warriors. Welcome back. There you see tonight's attendance numbers. Tickets issued through the turnstile, 5,516 on a Friday in a Big West matchup. Only Big West action of the weekend in men's volleyball. And out of the timeout, Eton serves it into the net, and we're tied at 22. Well, this second set and this third frame tonight for Hawaii, obviously in stark contrast to set 1 where they were flowing, it has seemingly required a lot of effort.
Watch for the set to go to Hobbs out of the back row. Nope.
It's Phillips. He put a pounding on it. Alaka'i Todd got a hand on it, but Jalen Phillips starting to look more and more comfortable as the evening wears on. He's going to be a problem.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely warmed up. He's got the kinks out.
And we have an apparent injury there in front of the CSUN bench. It is Chris Carnezis, the freshman libero, in his second year. Theo Edwards saying that he has really fought hard to earn the starting libero spot here over the last couple of weeks, but now they bring in a veteran, senior Talon Cook. Galloway having to get his footing, sets up Sakanoko, gets blocked. Good cover there by Choi. Quick middle, it is Neuster bouncing it off the Terraflex.
Middles are involved again. That's a good sign for the Rainbow Warriors when they get those middles going.
We are tied for the 10th time here in the third.
Hobus still in the back row. Watch for him to get something out of the back row, especially if they get a good pass.
It's Hobus who delivers the pass. It goes to Phillips, and he is rejected. Sakanoko jumping up next to G-Voss. Aloha ball here in set 3 for Hawaii.
A well-formed block by Sakanoko and Voss. Sakanoko knows he moved to the inside there. Didn't take line, moved to the inside. Less distance for Voss to have to cover and form that block.
So timeout, CSUN. Aloha ball for Hawaii here in the third. Let's check in with Ryan.
Hey, thanks. Going to report here on the sideline. The libero Carnezes is getting his toe looked at by the trainer in the tunnel. Some sort of, I think, maybe a twisted toe. They're just tending to it right now, taping it up, trying to get him to see if he's going to be able to come back into the match for CSUN. They're also telling the players, hey, just take a deep breath. We are right there. We are in this. The coaching staff here for CSUN really like the competitive nature of the team, saying, we want this more. We know what they're going to do. We just have to do our job. On the Hawaii sideline, head coach Charlie Wade taking a lot of time in the last few timeouts to talk to his freshman setter, Tread Rosenthal, as well as Louis Sakanoko together, talking about the connection, talking about the speed of the sets to hope to smooth things out between the setter and the hitter. Back over to you guys.
Thanks a lot. A deep history between these two programs. They have played each other a whole lot over the years. Hawaii has won the last 8 matches dating back to 2019. Theo Edwards in his second year, yet to record a victory against Hawaii. And you have to think, C-Mac, with the injury to Spiros Hakas, that there are teams throughout the Big West that are thinking, okay, Hawaii has kind of been running the show a little bit over the last handful of years. Now it's our chance to take a legit shot at the Rainbow Warriors.
I think you call it chumming the waters, didn't you?
A little bit.
They're out there ready to attack, take advantage of Hawaii's new lineup.
The Sharks are circling. But it is Aloha ball in the third for Hawaii. Nooster out of the timeout. Put a little extra pepper on it. Middle set. Oh, that was hammered by Teo.
A great pass from Kyle Hobus to get that thing started. Allowed Constable to go to the middle. Great set.
So it's deuces here. 24 all in set 3. Walters to serve. Serves it out. And Trev Rosenthal will have the honors here. Another Aloha ball in the third. .25 serving 24. Bump set goes to Hobus. He's blocked. Cover there by Constable. So the libero sets up Hobus. Block slowed it down. Save Choi. Middle set Voss. Good layout save by Talon Cook. High ball set to Hobus. Goes high hands. Covering that along the back line is Galloway. Here's Sakanoko. And it's a point for CSUN as the connection was not there.
Well, they had their chances. Give credit to CSUN for hanging in there. Hobus taking a couple of good swings on the outside.
So we're tied again. Hano Teo to serve. Into the net. And now some of the fans starting to stand up for set point number 3 for Hawaii. Chris Carnezes back in at libero for CSUN. Sakanoko to serve. Oh, what a serve it was! An ace! A surgical shot from the service line by Louis Sakanoko, and Hawaii takes set 3, 27-25. And take the lead in the match, 2-1. Welcome back. Here's some updated scores from elsewhere in the University of Hawaii Athletics Department. Rainbow Warrior Baseball up 8-4 on San Diego State over at Les Murakami Stadium. Bottom of the 6th inning there. Rainbow Wahine Softball playing CSUN with a win 11-2. Meanwhile, Rainbow Wahine Beach Volleyball team defeating the Matadors 5-0. And then getting a win over UC Davis by the same score. And just a few steps over at the pool, Rainbow Wahine water polo team 4th in the nation with a lopsided victory over Cal State Fullerton 20-4.
That water polo team's having quite the year.
Oh, man.
Beat USC, highly ranked USC twice this year.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
Meanwhile, on what is obviously a busy night on the lower campus, Rainbow Warrior volleyball team winning in extra points in that third set, 27-25. A sizzling service ace from Louis Sakanoko was the decider. But still a lot of work to do here for this Rainbow Warrior squad, trying to, as best as you can, as best as humanly possible. It is impossible to fully be able to, but as best as they possibly can, trying to fill the void left by the injured Spiros Hakas.
So difficult. They've had team meetings on how we're going to replace his, his intention, his integrity, his leadership in the locker room, in addition to all the things on the volleyball court.
Fred Rosenthal with the serve. Set 4 underway. Hobis, kind of a tomahawk swing that time. Ball pops up over the net, and look at that shot by Guilherme Voss. A veteran maneuver.
And the Brazilian flag has come out, but how about Voss? Doesn't usually use that shot, the little two-handed set over the net, but he knew right where the open court was. Savvy.
I just wanted to make sure you knew. I knew that you wasn't.
Was one of the guys, along with Fred Rosenthal, who literally carried Spiros Hakas into the tunnel area after the injury a couple of weekends ago. And as we were just saying, there's no replacing a guy like Spiros Hakas. And it's not just the volleyball stuff. Obviously, he was going to be one of the prime candidates for National Player of the Year. As Hobis gets dug up tight to the net, stays on the Hawaii side. Here's Alaka'i Todd with a good swing. Goes off of Walters and out. And Hawaii scores the first 2 points of set 4. But it's all the intangible stuff, and you touched on it, right? He was very much the spiritual and really the literal leader of this team in so many different facets.
Call him the heart and soul, call him the glue, call him the veteran. How about that for a speed shot?
And it's going to be a CSUN point as Constable with an upset victory in his one-on-one joust with Guilherme Voss. Hey, it's March Madness, right? So upsets are in the air.
Look at the upsets today. Grand Canyon. Who would have thought Grand Canyon?
Taking down St. Mary's.
I thought they only played volleyball.
Yeah. Well, we saw Grand Canyon's volleyball team in here just a couple of weeks ago. And CSUN gets another point there. Connection just a little bit awry on a couple of recent occasions on the Hawaii side. Outside, it's Todd, and a solo stuff by Donovan Constable. At 6'1", gets the better of 6'9", Alaka'i Todd.
The littlest guy in the court blocks the biggest guy in the court. It's got to feel good. Oh, I guarantee you, it feels good for him.
How about that serve? Great pass, Choi from the back row. Galloway gets it home.
What a pass from Leo Choi. Right on the money. Just took a BB, popped it right up.
How are your brackets doing, by the way?
First day was good. 13 out of 16.
Oh, wow.
Second day, not so good.
There's Hobis. Good job by the block to slow it down. Rosenthal goes middle to Voss. Didn't catch it flush. Hobis over the block. Good one-handed diving save by Sakanoko. How about that set by Choi? Hawaii wanting a net violation or something in that realm on the CSUN side. Instead, it just turns into Hobis placing it down to the middle of the floor. And I think Charlie's going to challenge
net violation.
A net violation. I mean, you had the Hawaii players very overtly requesting a call from Wayne Lee there. Let's see if there's something that justifies that. Looks like it might be the ball that's sort of trickling down the side of the net, right?
Yep. I thought it was a net originally, but on second thought, thank goodness for replay. Looks like the ball hits right there on the net. I don't see any players' hands hitting into the net. Looks like the ball caused all that movement.
Yeah, that left hand of near Aton, sort of the side of the volleyball that we couldn't see, maybe got close to grazing the net as well, but hard to tell from those couple of angles we had.
Speaking of Nir Aton, he's got a Hawaii connection. He was born in the same hometown as UH women's volleyball player Tali Hakas.
Oh, wow.
How about that? Small world.
Yeah, you mentioned the international recruiting. It's so difficult because, obviously, when you are recruiting someone from either the continent or somewhere closer to your campus, you have the options of bringing them in for official visits or unofficial visits, depending on their financial situation. But to travel internationally, it requires so much in the way of resources that it's rare. And yet these are major decisions that these recruits are making because they are moving, in some cases, halfway around the globe to a new home for the better part of 4 or 5 years. And yet so much of that recruiting, there you see that left hand.
Oh, you're right.
Of Aton looked like it did catch the top of that tape.
You're right.
But they basically make these very, very important decisions over a screen. Most of the recruiting takes place over Zoom or those kinds of platforms.
Yeah. Not only that, Hawaii, men's volleyball only has 4.5 scholarships. And to divvy up those scholarships so that they can keep as many people happy as possible is very difficult. So getting foreigners to come in, sometimes it's more expensive as it is for the California state schools. It's more expensive for them to bring in foreigners. So they got to find other ways to get them academic scholarships or regular financial aid.
Well, Theo Edwards still arguing the point. Crowd getting impatient. But it seemed clearly like the right call as it was reversed and a net violation was called against CSUN. So Hawaii takes the lead, 4 serving 3. Early stage of set 4 and Louis Sakanoko to serve. Gets him out of system. It's Phillips, blocked and roofed. A couple of vets, Galloway and G-Voss turning it back.
Very smart of Louis Sakanoko to take a little bit off his serve, make sure he got it in after that long timeout.
Here, we're starting to see some maturation in some of his serve selection. Again, took a little something off.
Pulled the center off the net.
And Hobis is blocked and roofed. Hawaii impenetrable on the last 2 sequences. And a timeout called by the Matadors. Hawaii sending this dish back to the kitchen. Welcome back. Hawaii with a 6-3 lead here. In set 4, up 2-1 against CSUN. First of 2 matches between these 2 programs coming to you this weekend. And Louis Sakanoko. A couple of long breaks in the action. You had the review, then you had the timeout called by CSUN. So he's trying to loosen himself up here. See what kind of serve he brings. Oh, he picked up the pace. Put a little extra chili pepper water on it.
I didn't think that toss was that good, but apparently it was, because he went up and ripped away after that timeout.
Another Sakonoko sizzler. 7 serving 3. He went for it all on that one.
Ground rule double off the wall.
He is being asked to bear a lot of responsibility here, right? Asked as a true freshman to grow up very quickly within the construct of his role with this team.
And he was remember, he was a last-minute arrival. He arrived in late December. Yeah. Most freshmen were here in August for the beginning of school.
So CSUN is challenging this out call. I don't think, and you could hear some of the reaction of the fans as they watch the replay being played above. I'm not thinking that the fans are too convinced that this is going to get reversed.
Yeah. This will be a quick, one. What did it say? Like the challenge?
Yeah, like challenge and a yawn emoji with the word boring. Yeah, sometimes we do, I think, share that sentiment when these challenges start to accumulate.
Oh, there it is.
There was a literal yawn that occurred right in front of the emoji yawn, too. I don't know, it seemed pretty clear on our wide shot angle that the out call was the correct one.
Yeah.
Hawai'i hitting 286 here in this fourth frame, CMAC. CSUN negative 125 right now in set 4.
Yeah, they have tailed off offensively, to say the least. Hobus, though, in set 3, I just looked at his stats. He had 8 kills.
Yeah.
In the third set. Only 1 error and 14 swings. I mean, that is, in the first 2 sets, he was also almost flawless.
Yeah, he's been a monster. 20 kills, hitting 390, 41 attempts. And so it looks like Wayne Lee is going to confirm the out call. You can kind of read the lips. Theo Edwards is saying, was it close at least? And I think Wayne Lee maybe told him, maybe about a foot. 8 serving 4. Outside, it's Phillips. Punched up save there, Rosenthal. And Nooster able to just plug it through that block.
Nooster going up challenging. Just fearless going up against 3 blockers. That should have been blocked right back in his face, to be honest with you.
And how about assist number 4 right there for Chaz Galloway? Phillips dug up by Sakonoko over the net. Phillips blocked by Nooster. Phillips again. Oh, is able to coil up and find the open floor along that back row. A lot of jumping on that sequence for Jalen Phillips.
Phillips picks up his 6th kill, but still hitting negative. He's got 8 errors. Slowly he's creeping back into his real game.
5 serving 9, it's Hobus. And it's an out serve. That is service error number 20 here for the Matadors.
So Hawaii's 10. Not good to be doubling up on the other team's service errors.
And Big West play where the margins are so slim as far as the difference between winning and losing. Meanwhile, Alakai Todd into the twine.
Serving for the Matadors, Hawai'i Todd.
Two-hand pass there, Sakonoko. D-set to Todd. Through the block and down. And you gotta like that decision by Rosenthal, right? You have Alakai Todd, just had a fairly ill-attempted serve that resulted in a CSUN point, and Rosenthal finds him on the D-set and gets a little bit of a groove back.
You notice he juked the block. The block was late getting out there. The middle block was late getting out there. It made it that much easier for Todd to get the kill.
Got an updated baseball score for you. And look at this. Rainbow Warriors up 13-4 on San Diego State in the 7th inning. This Hawaii baseball team appears to be for real. And that one's sent way out by Lorenzo Bertozzi.
Batting for the Matadors, number 18, Jamie Phillips. Number 2, Lorenzo Bertozzi. Hawaii server, Kurt Luster.
So 12-7 Hawaii here in set 4. And Kurt Nusterer got a good line going, 6 kills, 6 attempts. He's also been able to make some runs from the service line over the course of the season. Hobis got slowed down by the tape, but still gets kill number 21.
He's just been an unstoppable force all night long, especially out of the back row. I think he's almost perfect out of the back row.
Oh, and that one just kept on the CSUN side by the net. Didn't quite have enough on it to curl over.
I think it's Walter's 6th error on the night, maybe 7.
Fred Rosenthal. Overpass, Todd obliges. 14-8 here in the 4th.
Well, it says Alakai lead the charge. Alakai in Hawaiian means lead.
Well, he's been leading in kills. 13 now, hitting 333. And Rosenthal sends it out. See that right pinky for Tread Rosenthal. A little less wrapping around it now. It's now individually wrapped. It was a pretty significantly jammed finger, but he says it's feeling fine. How about that set to Sakonoko? That was a beauty. Some guava jam put up by Tread Rosenthal.
Sakonoko challenging Hobis there on the line.
Hawaii gets the 15 first in the 4th. Welcome back. Tread Rosenthal, the 17-year-old freshman. Theo Edwards, coaching him on the junior national level last several years, has seen his development, calls him a generational talent. And while certainly we have also seen some freshman-like moments, what he has been able to do overall and assuming this role with Hawaii at just 17 years old, it's been incredible, C-Mac.
Yeah, really amazing. He's been so steady.
What a serve by Louis.
Sakonoko, he's got all the shots, you know. If he doesn't like his toss, he'll just serve that changeup. Back to Rosenthal, by the way. Great upside. No ceiling for this guy. Great upside.
3 aces now for Sakonoko. And we tried to crack that one, but it goes into the twine. Thoughts on Tread's setting decisions and distribution overall here this evening?
It's really, I think it's really good. It's much improved from the outrigger where I thought he struggled against Irvine. I thought he didn't have a great match. But tonight, much better.
Gets another assist right there. Going to the middle, which I know you love to see.
You know, to go to G. Voss and get him involved, I think is really important for a lot of reasons. To get him engaged in the game, not just be running up to the center all the time and faking the block, faking the attack, but feed him once in a while. It also sets up the outside attack as well. Hold the middle blocker longer.
Here's Matteo Salvador getting some run. 6'6" junior, the other Italian on the roster. Oh my goodness, Keone Thim with a smoke show. Somehow CSUN returned it. Outside Galloway rising high, dug up by Salvador. And then Phillips gets it home. What a turnaround by CSUN after a lightning strike from the service line by Keone Thim.
Give the Matadors all the credit. Popping that ball up, keeping it alive on the serve, and then just persevering that rally. Keone Thim's got to say, you know what, I just got one stolen from me.
Pass by Sakonoko. Gets the set in the back row, and he torches it.
Sakonoko. All the signs are coming out. You gotta love it. You're right.
Serving 11. Todd gets the Matadors out of system. Phillips with 3 blockers waiting. And they return it to sender.
The Warriors playing like they're double parked right now.
Well, they
have somewhere to go. They're getting points in bunches.
This is looking a lot like what we saw in the first set. Another great serve, and it's an ace. The 6th ace for Hawaii here this evening.
He was struggling with his serve there in second and third sets, but now he seems to have found his rhythm again.
CSUN signaling for a timeout. Hawaii tops in the nation in aces. Now with the 6 aces tonight, they have 171 total on the year. In fact, if you look at the Big West individual statistics, the league leaders, the top 3 individual aces per set leaders in the Big West are all Hawaii guys.
Well, they're known for that. They have been. And last year they were known to be a great serving team as well. It's been a thing that Charlie has really put a lot of emphasis on in the gym, having his players practice a variety of serves, number 1. Number 2, serving when you're fresh, serving when you're not so fresh, and then serving when you're at the end. A lot of coaches will just serve, hey, go out and serve like free throws. Let's finish with serve 10 balls in, we'll get out of here. No, they take the serving craft very seriously.
Because it can tilt the scales, right? Especially if you're talking about missing such a key piece like Spiros Hakas from the service line. Hawaii can still kind of level the playing field. It's a great equalizer if they're somehow locked in from the service line.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's really made a difference in who they are as a character. It's part of their identity right now. Yeah. And I think they're proud of it. I know they weren't proud of how many times they served out in Long Beach, though.
No,
they said, no, that's not us. That's not us.
That was discussed, right? That was definitely discussed in the locker room and throughout the week here, gearing up for this series.
CSUN substitution number 12, Griffin Walters. Number 17, Matteo Salvador.
So Griffin Walters entering back into the match, replacing Matteo Salvador. Alaka Itad out of the timeout, getting ready to serve it up. 20-11 here in set 4. Right side, it's Phillips over the block, dug up over the net by Sakonoko. Middle set is blocked and roofed near Aton. Gets denied.
And how about Chaz Galloway being smart enough to sneak in, thinking the ball was going to be set to the middle. He helped out Misser, and they got that double block. That was brilliant. Brilliant.
Chaz has been something else tonight. 8 kills, hitting .333, 4 assists, an ace, 9 digs, and 6 blocks.
Yeah, he's having some kind of night.
Phillips, oh, there was no block to challenge that swing. It was hidden lines for Jalen Phillips.
Second to serve, Nir Eitan.
And now Nir Eitan will serve here for CSUN. Outside, Galloway hanging and banging. It's bumped over the net. Big advantage for Hawaii. Back row, Sakanoko plugs it through. Well, that's becoming quite a weapon here. Sakanoko from behind the line.
I think Tread Rosenthal really wants to get Louis involved, because that can be a major weapon coming out of the back row. Very difficult set to block, because you're worried about having to block the middle blocker.
That one almost dropped. Here's Phillips, 3 blockers up, and it goes out. That was an avoidance swing there by Jalen Phillips, point Hawaii, and they are up 11.
Did not see that coming after the way CSUN played in that second set.
Good serve by Galloway. Just doing everything well here this evening. The block is up on Walters. Walters a second crack at it. The tip shot drops. Smooth move by Griffin Walters.
Walters has been hammering so hard all night long. He's got the defense playing way back on their heels. So to pull that little tip shot there, smart.
Jumped the gun a little bit. Thought it was his turn to serve, though. But had to give way to Jalen Phillips. 13 serving 23. Two-hand pass there. Sakanoko gets the set on the outside. Rolls it over the block and down. Louis got 10 kills. And they rise here at Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center for Aloha Ball.
Louis Sakanoko really maturing in every phase of the game, showing a lot of great growing up tonight.
You mentioned Charlie Wade stuck with him going into that third set, and it has paid off. Nusser serving for the match. Blasts it long. But it'll remain Aloha Ball. They will remain standing. And Griffin Walters will serve.
Hawaii only has 10 more match points.
Pass by Choi. Back row, Galloway. Oh, he was hovering high. Didn't get a big swing on it. Comes up with the dig there, though. Choi is going to be called for the mishandle. So double contact gives the point to CSUN. We will not see that call this coming women's season. They have eliminated the double contact, in essence, on touch number 2. But that's neither here nor there. It remains Aloha Ball. Here's Sakanoko, blocked and roofed. It's not over yet. 16 serving 24.
CSUN, not the type of a team to quit and lay down. They'll fight to the very last point, to be sure.
Aloha Ball again. Outside, Sakanoko blocked and roofed. One-on-one, it's Hobis who wins that battle. 4 straight points for CSUN. 17 serving 24, still Aloha Ball.
One-on-one on the outside, Sakanoko should win that battle.
Rosenthal goes to Voss, and it is over. G. Voss ends it. A little bit of talking between it appeared to be Kyle Hobis and Louis Sakanoko right at the conclusion of that last point. But it is Hawaii winning in 4 and getting win number 1 in the Big West Conference. Yeah, it looked like after the one-on-one block, Hobis may have shouted something, or at least his reaction got Louis Sakanoko to react. And there you see a little bit of exchanging of words, and it was probably just in the heat of the moment type of stuff.
Exactly. So this is a great battle for Hawaii tonight to faced this Northridge team that is so solid in so many areas. Did not play as consistently as they would like to have tonight. So I expect tomorrow night to be a very different story.
Bank of Hawaii presents the players of the match. Let's check it out. Easy pick for CSUN. Kyle Hobus, 21 kills to lead all hitters. Hit 395, 3 blocks, 5 digs, and an ace. And while Alaka'i Todd led the way with 13 kills, he had 10 kills apiece from G. Voss and Louis. I like this pick, Chaz Galloway, who was great in all facets. 8 kills, hit 300, 6 blocks, 10 digs, and he had an ace.
I think he led the team in digs, and look at those blocks. Normally he does not get that many blocks, but tonight he did. Hit for 300 on the outside. Great playing all around by Chaz Galloway.
Scott Robbs is with Charlie Wade.
Coach, first off, congratulations. That was a pretty tough match.
Yeah, I mean, we knew all week they're good, really physical, got some really good arms, no question, they can play.
I thought both your left sides did a pretty good job. Particularly, I thought Chaz Galloway had an outstanding match for you.
Yeah, I mean, Chaz is kind of our steady Eddie guy, you know, roll him out there. He's played a lot in some really big matches for us, and nice to see him contribute a lot tonight.
What did you think about Louis' night?
Yeah, I mean, Louis, that's just kind of where we're at. You know, you're going to see some really impressive stuff and some kind of cringy stuff. And, it's kind of the way the match went. You know, we were really, really crisp in that first set. And then the second set, they played a lot better and we made more errors. I just think that's kind of where we're at. You know, we'll keep working on it. And look, I want to send a shout out to Coach Larry Park up at Kamehameha. He coached both my sons in high school basketball, and he's moving on up there. But a great man, a really good coach. I know both my sons, Makana and Kainoa, really learned a lot from him and appreciated playing for him, and just a really good dude and good coach. So right on, Larry. Thanks for everything you do for the boys.
And thank you, Coach.
All right, man. Aloha.
Back over to you, Kanoa.
Thanks a lot, Scott. So your assessment of this performance by Hawaii. There were ebbs, there were flows. It was up and down. Certainly those middle 2 sets left some areas to be desired. But sets 1 and 4, Hawaii played really, really strong and sharp volleyball. How would you kind of summarize what we saw here this evening?
Well, I would totally agree. Hawaii, you put 1 and 4 and 2 and 3. They're two different matches, basically. But Hawaii, if they're going to be playing well in the postseason, they're going to have to play 1 through 4 sets at a very steady, high level. They cannot be affording to take sets off. They can't afford to be inconsistent. They can't afford to stop getting their blocking assignments. There's just so many ways in which things broke down, especially in that second set. But a lot of credit's got to go to CSUN as well.
Yeah.
You know, they played some good volleyball that second set, and they just turned things around completely. That guy right there, whoa, man, he really played well. We won the Stash Award, right?
Yep.
And he won the Bank of Hawaii Most Valuable Player Award. But he was really fun to watch. 21 kills, hit 395. But I look for tomorrow night to be much more steady on both sides. I think CSUN will make fewer serving errors tomorrow night. They made a lot of serving errors tonight, got them in trouble. And I think that Hawaii will play steadier as well. We're in for a really good match tomorrow night.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think the way this feels, tomorrow night's going to be one heck of a battle. So come on down to Mānoa, come on down to the arena and support the Rainbow Warriors. That'll do it for us. Don't forget about the post-game show. They'll break down Hawaii's first win in the Big West. They're now 1-2 in league, 18-3 overall. But for now, for CMAC, Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy. For the rest of the Spectrum Sports crew, aloha from Mānoa.
Highlights Hawaii CSUN night number 1. And how about this guy, Kyle Hobus? He was awesome all night long for the Matadors. 21 kills. He hit 395. He added a service ace, and he also had 4 blocks for CSUN. Talking about blocks, how about Hawaii? 14 total team blocks. G-Voss with 7. Chaz Galloway had 6. A number of players involved in the Mānoa Roofing Company here tonight against the Matadors. And we just said G-Voss, he had another great night. Voss with 10 kills. He hit 6 43. You mentioned the 7 blocks, and he's just such a steady force in the middle for Hawaii, somebody that Fred Rosenthal can always count on. And how about Alakai Todd? He's got to pick up some of the slack now that Spiros is gone. And, well, Alakai did just that. He led Hawaii with 13 kills, hitting .333. He even had an ace and 3 blocks for the opposite. And Chaz Galloway filled up the stat sheets here tonight. Chaz, the senior, 8 kills on a .300 hitting percentage. He had 4 assists. He had a service ace, and he had 6 blocks to steady out the left side as Hawaii wins it in 4 over CSUN.
From Spectrum Sports, it's the Hawaii Honda Dealers post-game show.
Let's take a look at the final numbers brought to you by Steve's Plumbing. The numbers that matter most are at the top. Hawaii wins it in 4. Hawaii out hit CSUN 388 to 270. You see the blocking numbers. We just talked about that. Hawaii with the advantage in digs. And coming into this one, we talked about the fact that CSUN serves a lot of balls out. They had 22 service errors to Hawaii's 15 as UH wins it, snapping their short 2-match losing streak and their first Big West Conference win of the season. Hi, everybody. Scott Robbs, James Anastasiadis, Ryan Calais, Suji. Hawaii wins in 4, but it wasn't easy.
It really wasn't. That first set, CSUN kind of gave their MO where they missed a lot of serves. It was fairly easy for Hawaii, but once CSUN got on a run from the service line, not only putting them in bounds, but putting a lot of pressure on their serve receive, they got into a really good rhythm, and when they're in system, Kyle Hobis and Griffin are pretty unstoppable. They're 2 guys that are touching well above 11-6, and they were super efficient. Gave Hawaii a good run for their money, but Hawaii found themselves back in a better rhythm in that 3rd and 4th set.
I mean, really, that 3rd set could have determined the match. I mean, it could have gone either way. They had chances, the Matadors did, to really push Hawaii. They missed 3 serves, towards the end of that 3rd set, and shot themselves in the foot that time, and a lot of that is due to maybe the pressure that the crowd was providing. Well, we could have easily been going to a 5th set at this point right now because they were right there in that 3rd set, putting a lot of pressure on Hawaii, and I think exposed some of the weaknesses that Hawaii will have to fix before tomorrow night.
Would you guys say that this Hawaii team's kind of a work in progress now, still trying to figure out the pieces to fill that void?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it was even more exposed tonight. We talked about some of the dynamics with the passing core of this Hawaii team for the last few years. Chaz Galloway and Spiros Hakas has been those 2 steady players with Eleo Choi being inserted in. Now you're looking at 3 passers that have really not had a lot of time together. Not only the passing, but the defense as well. A lot of balls are being a miss in the seams. You're seeing a lot of players bumping into each other just because the reflexes, they're not as comfortable with each other, especially you could tell at times Louis was getting frustrated because he was in the middle back and Eleo was flying in the air trying to dig a ball that maybe sometimes uncharacteristically he wouldn't because he would rely on Spiros back there. So it's all these different dynamics that they're still getting used to.
I don't want to say it looks like they're back at square one, but definitely the chemistry. Something that they struggled with again in the beginning of the season because there was a lot of new faces, some veterans, and a lot of freshmen coming in and stepping into big-time roles. It looks like they just need to gel again. They have the pieces. I think Louis Sakanogo, even though it was 208 tonight, he played very smart. He recycled a lot of balls. He didn't get a lot of kills, but he also didn't err too much. He was hitting off the block, getting very good covers. He blocked incredibly well, and I think he held his own on serve receive. But the chemistry between the teammates needs to gel a little bit more. They need to come together when stressful situations arise and just play a little bit more like a team.
Yeah, Louis with 10 kills. He also had 3 service aces. So Sakanoko got some playing time, obviously, before conference season, but that one player missing, does that really mess up the chemistry that much?
I think it does because it's not only the caliber of a player that he was, but his leadership. He was the emotional leader on the court. And I do think Louis does a fairly good job of bringing a little bit more emotion into the Hawaii's lineup. But I think Spiros did an incredible job of keeping this team together in those stressful situations. We saw often where he would pull players into huddles when they were celebrating, and they need to find that chemistry back.
Yeah, and again, I think a lot of it is going to come down to the other players that have to step it up in that absence, and those are the players that have been on the court. And so that is a player like Alakai Itaru, who finished with 13 kills. Maybe not the lofty hitting percentages that we have seen from Alakai over the past few nights, but he still ends up hitting over 300, which is good for an opposite. But I think we're so used to him not maybe being relied on as much in some of the out-of-system plays because Spiros was there. Again, a lot more going to be called upon for Alakai to help deliver.
You know, on the other side of the net, a guy you know quite well, Kyle Hobus, right?
It's Hobus.
Hobus. Yeah. I knew it was something. Anyway, he was really good. You played with him.
Yeah, I did. So they're trying to start a professional league in the United States called the VLA, and we got to play together. And again, he is really an incredible player. Not that I want to say CSUN doesn't do him justice, but this is a player that could go to almost any school in the country and start in that outside position. He's 6'8", very athletic, and he plays incredibly smart. His arm swing is so fast and whippy that blockers don't know where he's going because he makes decisions in the air, let alone he could go around the block but over it oftentimes. He's just fun to watch.
How good is G-Voss? I mean, it's unbelievable. Every night we look at the stats, he's hitting fives. I mean, he hit 643, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, it's really difficult to understand just how good he is. Because one of the things, obviously, he's not the most flashiest player. He's not running around celebrating. You know, he's just in there to get the job done. And I think sometimes he just goes unrecognized or unnoticed. But he's so consistent. And this hitting percentage is rare. You don't see players that are hitting over 500 at this level. I mean, it just goes to show how good he is at getting kills. And albeit at times, the set selection might not be great because he's going up against two blockers and he's still finding ways to get kills.
Yeah, no, he's pretty incredible. But I think, again, the big thing with Guilherme, he's the silent killer. He's not flashy. He takes care of his job. But what makes him so good is how dynamic he is. He gives Tread the option to set him on every play, not only on serve receive, but in transition as well. He comes in on the three, he comes in on the back once, he just makes himself available, which is what separates him from a lot of middles.
All right, you talk about Hawaii trying to find their chemistry and things like that. Meanwhile, you have a 17-year-old freshman setter in Tread Rosenthal. How do you think he handled things tonight?
You know, I think Tread is one of those players that will continue to grow as the season goes along. Obviously, there are points where, he struggles at times with that outside set when it was tight. But I think overall, when you just have to put things into consideration of what he's being asked to do, he makes some phenomenal plays. And some sets sometimes that are very Yakaptela-like. And his ability to get his headers in good positions. We saw it at the end. I mean, he got Louis a couple times a one-on-one opportunity, and unfortunately it didn't work out for Louis. But I think Tread is doing a good job of running this offense, considering all that is happening with this team.
I mean, they hit 388.
Yeah.
No, he's an incredibly dynamic setter. And again, standing at 6'8", you wouldn't expect him to be able to make some of the plays that he does, where he gets low, chucks the ball behind him 30 feet. He is an incredible athlete. And what excites me about him is I don't think he's even close to his ceiling.
No.
He has so much potential to grow. And I think he has the right mindset. He's really proven that he's locked in. He really wants to learn. He talks to Jakob all the time. He learns from Guilherme Voss. He listens to their hitters, and he's trying to adjust, and he's doing an incredible job at it.
Was blocking maybe the one highlight? I mean, not one highlight because Hawaii won, but one of the plays that they did real well.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you finish above 14 blocks in a fourth set, obviously that's good numbers for Hawaii. But one of the things that really helped them was just at times CSUN's set and the pace of it limits their hitters because they try to go fast when it's a little out of system and the hitters don't have a lot of options. But credit Hawaii for doing a nice job of staying low and tight when they needed to and really providing that presence at the net.
Yeah, what's really impressed me about Hawaii's blocking this year, I think it's the most triple blocks that we've seen them have ever. They're putting three guys up in system often, and one that's due to the good scouting report of Kapono Fei, because credit Kapono Fei for stepping into that role, and he's doing an incredible job in his second season. But also, they're just really good at reading. Chaz Galloway is extremely explosive. He gets out to the pin. Louis Sakanoko, extremely explosive, gets out to the pin. They do a really good job of making themselves available, putting a lot of pressure on the hitters when they're up there.
Ryan, I'm just curious. You were in Long Beach last week. You saw those two matches. What did you see Hawaii do better or improve on from last week to this week?
Well, I think obviously the passing was better. They were able to run the offense a little bit more cleanly. I just think the overall technique, at times in Long Beach, it just kind of looked like just very messy volleyball. The technique wasn't great. Passers were flailing their target, their arms. They weren't getting their feet to certain balls. It was almost like a survival mode. And this looked a little bit more controlled. I think being in this environment and being at home definitely helps. But I also think the set selection also was a lot better here as well.
In Game On, presented by Bank of Hawaii, we talked about the fact that CSUN had, 475 service errors?
They're up to at least 500.
They're close.
Guaranteed. They're definitely close to 500.
They had 22 service errors in this one. But don't you also think that one of the keys to beat Hawaii is you've got to take chances behind the service line?
You really do, but to a certain extent. I mean, when you're giving away 22 points, you've given away a set. There's a fine line between putting the pressure on, but also allowing yourself to get into a rhythm. And we saw it oftentimes in all the sets where CSUN went on 4-point runs where they didn't make a single serve. They make these incredible side-out plays, incredible transition plays where the ball's over the net 6 times. Then you go back to serve and you serve into the net. What are you going to go from there? So it's a fine line. And nothing to discredit Hawaii, but Leo Choi was passing half the court a lot of times, and they're still trying to serve Luis Sakonoko, who's pinched. It's like, serve the open court. You got a lot of it. Go for it.
Alrighty, so Hawaii pulls out a 4-set victory over CSUN. We'll take a break. Come back and have more from the corner. Welcome back to Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Hawaii takes care of business on a Friday night. They win it in 4, and they receive an ace by Chaz Galloway, who joins us now in the corner. Chaz with 8 kills. You had 4 assists. You had 6 blocks. You had an ace. What did you think about your performance tonight?
I didn't know the stats, but I was just going out there playing as hard as I can. It was a great team on the other side of the net, so I didn't see those, and thank you for telling me. I mean, I guess it's okay. I'll take it.
It's not bad. I mean, do you feel like now with the absence of Spiros, he's gone for the rest of the season, do you feel like being a senior and having been on all these great championship teams that you take on an extra, not burden, but an extra role to kind of help fill that spot?
Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely feeling the pressure right now. Going into these games, I want to step up and be more of a leader and contribute more statistically. So, yeah, with Spiros being gone, someone has to step up a little bit.
Talk to us a little bit about that. I mean, when you saw him go down last week, I know that you guys are pretty close. I mean, what has his loss not only meant to the team, but just for you and just being able to see a friend go through that?
I mean, it's hard. You don't want to see anybody go through that if it's on your team or opponent. But I know he's going to bounce back strong, and he's, rehabbing it, and I hope that he can come back even stronger than the way he left. And, my prayers are out to him and his family, but I know everything will be okay.
Chaz, we're coming into 3 more games in the regular season in this arena. Yeah. This is your last year. Talk to us a little bit about your journey and what it's been like being a Hawaii Rainbow Warrior.
No, it's been a long journey. I was playing with you,
right?
But no, it's been amazing. I mean, I can't take anything for granted here. I mean, the culture and the fans, like even 5 years, they've been packing it out like this every single night. So it's amazing. I love Hawaii, and I'm proud of what we accomplished here.
This season, the season you guys are rolling, number 1, you lose Spiros. Can you guys still win a national championship, you think?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How do you do that?
I mean, we just got to, figure out what works, with the Spiros being missing. We got to kind of, it's like a machine, all the parts got to be working together, and we just got to figure out what's going to work for us with him being gone. But I know we will find it in these next couple of games because I feel like good opponents who are going to push us a little bit more. But, yeah.
Because these guys were talking earlier about the chemistry. I mean, you only have one different player out there, but it obviously makes a big difference getting used to somebody else other than Spiros.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been passing next to Spiros for the last 3-4 years. Yeah. So, I mean, I know what he wants to do and what he's good at and what his weaknesses are. And so having someone else on the court, you just got to put in those extra reps and get time with them for you can trust each other on the court and you don't have to think twice. You can just play. So.
Our time here with you in the corners is limited, as James was saying. There's only 3 more matches in the regular season. But I'm just wondering, as you reflect back, which is so crazy to think that we're talking about you reflecting back on your career, that your career is almost over. But what has been your favorite memory? I won't say as a Rainbow Warrior because it's obviously winning a national championship is pretty memorable. But what was your favorite memory in this shim? Was it a match? What do you think is going to stand out the most for you about this gym and being here?
It's actually for me, it's my freshman year, BYU.
Yes.
That game was the energy here. It was like I was a little guy on the court, and I was just watching these guys, bomb serves, bomb attacks, and I was just like, wow, like this was my first chance to show and prove what I could do here, and I feel like we did. But yeah, that one will live with me. I'll always have that.
And that was the last match before COVID.
I was going to say, then all of a sudden there was a pandemic after that.
I was feeling good, and then end of season, I was like, okay.
Yeah, I remember that quite well, and then there was nothing after that. All right, before we cut you loose for the final time, Ches, you want to give a shout out to any family and friends on the mainland?
Yeah, shout out to my girlfriend. She's at home watching it. And then shout out to my parents. Love you guys. And my sisters, my older sister and younger sister. Shout out.
Right on. Hey, it's been great watching you throughout your career. It's not over.
It's not
a lot more.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Chaz Galloway, our special guest here in the corner. He and the Rainbow Warriors win it in 4 over CSUN. We'll have more when we come back.